1, start.
Yo, people, welcome back to the YouTube channel. You already know what time it is. It's time for another episode of Battle of the North. Where is Husam? Where is Husam? You know, this guy, he's always late. And then the one day that we start a bit later anyway, this guy is still late. So I don't know where he is. But now, today we decided we're not going to make the people wait any longer. Do you know what I mean? We're just going to just shame him into oblivion. So then when he does come, he can come in a sorry state.
Make an excuse and say something
I'm
like,
sure,
"I was backstage."
Yeah,
waiting.
but at least I'll be able to run my intros a lot easier today, because there'll be no Husam to interrupt. So without further ado, I'll start with the new champion again.
Hold on, not new.
Defending champion, undisputed champion.
Times 2, undisputed.
Yeah,
again.
Three in a row, 5 out of the last 6. Daps, talk to me, brother. How are you? I'm sure you're great.
Oh, what it's like to be City. Oh, what it's like to be small. Yeah, I'm good. I've had an eventful weekend. You could say it's gone from a year ago celebrating on a pitch, this season celebrating in a car park outside the ground because I got kicked out. But we'll talk about that later. So yeah, it's been an eventful 48 hours.
And flawless, brother. I saw you for the first time there on Friday, and then your team wrapped up business. It seems all done and dusted over the weekend. So how are you, brother? Talk to me.
Man. Like you said there, me and Matisse actually met in real life, people, for the first time. So that was good. You know what I'm saying? That was good. And like you said, my team did the business as well. Shame about City, but I'm sure we'll discuss that. You know what I'm saying? That I'm sure Daps was trolling me on Insta. Rightfully so as well, innit? Like, you know what I'm saying? And
I was checking in and making sure you're all right.
Yeah. I'm sure you was in it. Clearly you could tell by my post that I wasn't fucking okay, but here we are, you know what I'm saying? That clearly you could see in it. Like it was. We go get into
I didn't know you were meaning football. I just thought you were posting. You know,
that was definitely football.
And in Joshua props.
Yeah, I came to the realization of saying, but yeah, all good. You know, it's good to be here. And I can't even get on Husam because I was late as well in it. So I can't even get on Husam. But large up the chat, big up for having me as always, Matisse. And large up to Daps every single time.
And straight away, large up to Ilias as well, saying nobody cares about City cheats. Well, you just typed that, so yeah.
And finally, we have the drama queen, the man-child that is Don Husam, who is so late, more than you can believe. And I'm interested to see what route he's going to take today. Is he going to be shameless or is he going to be honest? How are you, sir?
I'm going to be honest. Listen, I apologize to the viewers of Matisse's channel. It's 100% my fault I'm late. It's like it's 100% flawless fault he's late. You know, it's okay. It happens. But we're here. We're going to give you one hell of a show despite our lateness. So today, we're going to be extra.
It's a madness. But we have to talk about City, isn't it? We have to start with the champions, man. 5 out of the last 6, boys. Another season where most likely they're going to, I think, 90 points plus, right? Unless you decide to maybe just let the last 2 fixtures go, but you're well within your right to do it. It's already done. 3 in a row. And next season, if they were to do 4 in a row, it would be record-breaking because no one's ever done it. A potential treble as well on the head tops of United in the FA Cup final and Inter Milan in the Champions League final. And way more now league titles than Chelsea. They've overtaken us. They overtook us already, but now they're really starting to create a gap. I think we need to discuss what we're going to do to try and stop them because Daps is just here chilling. I mean, you're going to tell us a story in a minute of how you wasn't able to bring out the panda, you know, plant the soil and whatnot at the Etihad. But it doesn't matter that you couldn't because, let's be honest, you're probably going to be there next May. Same situation, opportunity again to enjoy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's mad. Do you know what? I said back in, I think about October, I said to an Arsenal fan, because Arsenal fans, I was going through some old clips the other day and I found this one show with an Arsenal fan and he was going on about, he asked me the question, who I think is going to win the league. And I said, this is mad, right? It's September. I don't even entertain that in September, October, November, December. When Man United were top in January 2 years ago, everyone laughed at them. But now it's fine for Arsenal to be talking about being top in September. It is mad. I said, we'll give you a 10-point lead. No, I said, if we gave you a 12-point lead, we could hunt you down and overtake you. Now, in hindsight, what's the point difference at the moment?
Let me take a look, because I think at most Arsenal ever had was an 8-point lead on City this season, right?
We've made up 8 points already, yeah. And how many
now
points?
7 points clear.
Right. So we've ultimately made it. I said 12 points when we'll hunt you down. We've now done 15 points, right? That's the truth of it. And you know what? I even saw the clip of Neville on Overlap as well, where he said, I think if Man City overtake you with about 5 games to go, they could end up winning the league by 10 points. And that's the truth of it. You know what? Just quickly to say on Arsenal, everyone's calling them bottle jobs. I said if they go to St. James's Park and beat Newcastle, then we could maybe say, all right, they had a little bad blip, but now they've bounced back. And they've shown this season wasn't a fluke. And they did beat Newcastle. I said, give them props. They went to St. James's Park and got a result. But then what's happened since then is just they're bottle jobs. 150% bottle jobs. Like there's nothing more that needs to be said about it. From in a title race, a possible 24 points, and they've taken 11, right, in a title race. That is just, I would imagine if you actually went and looked at title races, that might be one of the worst final run-ins that anyone's ever done in a title race. It's awful. As for us, it's all on Pep, man. This is all on Pep. I'm sorry, Haaland, of course, and what Haaland's done with the goals. But for me, it shows the longer you stay at a club, the more you evolve, as long as you're learning season in, season out. And that's what I think Pep's done. The fact that he called out players in January, the fact that he was rotating early doors, trying to work out what worked. And the system, he worked out the system quite early doors, but it just wasn't the right personnel in it. Like he had Rico Lewis doing it, and then John Stones has come in and done it a better job. And it's just all clicked into place at the right time. We haven't done a show since Madrid as well, by the way. 4-0 Madrid as well. And Jesus, it's just
was that last week?
That was Wednesday, wasn't it?
No. We must have done a show since then. There's no way.
It was Wednesday. No, it was Wednesday.
Did you man do that last week?
It was Wednesday, wasn't it?
Last Wednesday.
It was last Wednesday. Yeah, it was last Wednesday.
That feels like time ago.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. Probably because the City game this week was on the Sunday. There was a bit longer in between, but it was Wednesday. So it's just our form has just come alive at the next point. And what you just said there, yeah. Look, if we don't know if we're going to go on and win the FA Cup, we don't know if we're going to go on and win the Champions League. I think at this point we're probably very much odds on favourites to do both. And we
do know one of them. We do know definitely.
Listen, I'm going to continue. Well, because of the egg.
No, I'm not even talking about that. You really think
you're talking about United?
No, you really think United are going to do something? City have already won the double already. I'm going to be real with you. Let's cut the BS here.
I'm going to do the same thing.
Daps, I'm not even going to do the thing where I'm gaslighting. I'm going to be so real with you. If imagine there was no cameras and you're talking to your City boys. Are you winning that FA Cup? Be real. Come on.
Yeah, of course we are.
Come on, man. That's the thing, bro. Listen, Man United, you can't be worried about. Be real. You just can't be.
I've seen that Man United fans are apparently, well, not all, but some Man United fans are trying to, sorry, let me get rid of that. Are trying to get rid of, get Haaland banned for the cup final, because he swore in a post-match interview.
I respect that, man. You know what I'm saying? I respect it. You know what I'm saying? And that.
You want to hear what's mad? I promise you, if they banned Haaland tomorrow and you had Alvarez to play, I would still say City are winning. I'm going to be sorry.
Of course, it's just a different way they're going to score the goals.
Yeah. I know and Arsenal doing a whole humble thing, but that trophy's in the bag already.
And Arsenal haven't helped. Arsenal haven't helped United here, right? Because if Arsenal would have kept up and kept winning and made it go to game week 37, go to game week 38, we wouldn't be able to rotate. But now, listen. Calvin Phillips started yesterday, but that's a bit of shade on you as well.
The guard of honor that you made us give you to Cole Palmer, to Calvin Phillips, to Ortega, to Sergio Gomez, to these players, we had to give a guard of honor to. Thiago Silva, one of the greatest centre backs in the game, had to give a guard of honor to these.
Raheem the Dream.
This C team. It's just outrageous. I mean, it's really very insulting.
What's
But
more outrageous is the fact that you still lost. Not even
well,
on a
it's not,
bad.
no, that's not outrageous at all.
No,
I
Matisse,
should've-
that's
no.
City's B
Listen
team.
to me. Listen to it. It doesn't matter because that team is.
They
Still
brought some random guys from the academy, bro. Like,
bro, they're not random. Cole Palmer's a very, very good prospect.
oh,
But
here
listen,
we go.
listen,
Cole Palmer hype now.
listen. When I saw that team, I didn't. Do you think, Husam, when I saw that City team, that I was like, oh yes, now we're finally going to win. Frank Lampard's going to.
Yes, you should have said that.
No, but then I'd be stupid, wouldn't I? Because we would.
No,
lose.
but that's City. Listen, City
Bro.
were literally probably out all Saturday celebrating. This
They
is
were
the
definitely
two.
out. Oh, no.
They were definitely
They
out
were
all
actually. They did a
celebrating.
watch along. They did a watch
Husam,
along.
Husam,
together.
They did
you
a
are
watch
back-
along
yeah.
for
Husam,
Forest, so they
Husam.
were all out celebrating.
You
so
have
you
you are vastly overrating Chelsea. That's what I'd
Yeah,
say.
that's
You
what the
are
problem is.
vastly
Let me go through.
overrating
Let me go through
No,
their
no,
team.
but Matisse, before I promise I'm gonna let you respond. But flawless, we are talking about drunken City's C team.
Yeah.
Like you had the no, but you can't just say yes.
My
There's a
team have been
limit to
drunk
this.
all season.
Flawless, there is a limit.
Alcoholics,
Like
my
as
team.
no, but 1 second, as a competitive football player, how are you allowing them, man,
Bro,
who
because
were
my team are
drunk
drunk
the day
as well.
before to dunk on
My
you?
team also drink.
You called it City's C team. I think if it was City's E team, I'd still pick Manchester City.
Look,
to
let
beat
me
that
go
Chelsea
through
side.
the team, right? Let me go through the team.
They beat them regardless.
This
It's
is
not about feelings.
this is Ortega in goal. A lot of Man City fans told me Ortega's going to start against Man United in the FA Cup because Pep likes to
Yeah,
use
he
a
might do,
cup
he might
goalkeeper,
do, yeah,
right?
It's all right. Yeah,
Carl-
we gonna win.
Carl-
Calm.
Carl Walker.
I was a bit
starting.
irritated by that because I wanted Carson to start. Carson needs to get his
Wow,
medal.
jeez,
So.
you're mad.
Yeah.
Walker in the defense of Akanji, Laporte.
that was so
Listen,
disrespectful.
we're not even going to discuss that. That's a strong team. Rico Lewis is a very good player. We've seen him this season. He's not some random academy player. Let's not disrespect Rico Lewis. He played a lot of games this season. Good player. Calvin Phillips, fair enough. This guy's literally been mad injury
Rico
prone.
Lewis, Cafu, man.
Yeah, he's been injury prone. But you know what I mean. There you go. He starts. Sergio Gomez. Listen, not many people in Man City seem to rate him too highly, but he played. And then Phil Foden, and then Mahrez, Alvarez, and Cole Palmer. You would say in that team the 2 weak points would be Gomez and maybe Calvin Phillips. Cole Palmer versus Aspilicueta. When I saw that, I feel for Aspie. That's
the
a cooking.
energy is mad.
That's an easy cooking for Cole Palmer. Easy cooking. Easy. Remember, we had our Aspie on the right side. It's no problem for Cole Palmer to rip him. So no, when I seen that team, I didn't think that we would get anything from the game. I just thought we would then be battered. I was like, okay, maybe we're not going to hold 6. Remember, coming into this game, a lot of Chelsea fans were like, is it going to be 6? Is it going to be 7? Is it going to be 8? Is it going to be like that? That's what we were doing. We weren't predicting. I didn't even do a proper preview. My preview lineup was, dear God help us. You know what I mean? That was the back 4 or something. Like there was no lineup. I didn't bother. So listen, it's embarrassing, but I've been embarrassed before this game. This is not the most embarrassing, trust me. We lost at home to Southampton, caretaker manager at home, the team that got relegated bottom of the league. That's embarrassing.
How are you justifying this?
I'm not justifying it. I'm telling you that
They were drunk.
I'm not bothered.
And it's their C team.
Yeah, cool. I would love. Who's on the sidelines, Husam? Is it Pep or is it some?
This
some
guy
bozo?
keeps missing the point. Honestly, like
We've got Super Frankie Lampard.
Bro.
He knows exactly what we need.
It's Pep. It's Pep versus Lampard. Do you understand that? Are you aware of that? It doesn't matter about the players. It's Pep versus Lampard. And I've just gone through their 11 and about 8 of them can start in a normal Premier League game. So you're only talking about 3 players.
Yeah,
so you're talking about 3 players.
Hold on, but Matisse, you do know that 3 players,
Yeah.
like for me, if you're going to say the same as that, when we played Southampton in the League Cup and we did a similar thing, we played probably the same 3 players.
Fine.
And we do look different. We look very, without Rodri, we are a very different
100%.
team. Without Ake or Akanji on the left and with Gomez on the left, we are a very different
If we're going
team.
through Chelsea's team, Aspilicueta played. Awful.
Yeah.
Needs to be hanging up his boots. That's
Is
a
he your
weak
first
point.
choice at the moment, though?
We're playing Lewis Hall on the other side. Is that a random youngster to you, Sam? Or you don't want to bring him up? You don't want to bring up Lewis Hall? No.
Okay,
Doesn't suit the agenda, does it? Right.
I bet you right now, Lewis Hall.
And then we got
has made
Conor
more-
Gallagher and Loftus.
I bet you right now, Lewis Hall has
fifth
made
choice
more appearances
midfielders.
than Rico Lewis. Want to bet?
Then we got Conor Gallagher and Loftus
Well, I
Cheek.
don't know
Probably
about
fourth.
that, you know. Rico Lewis
He's
has
quiet,
started a bit.
see?
Then we've got.
I bet you Lewis Hall played
It's
more
not that I'm
games
quiet.
than
Hold
Rico.
on. I'm not finished my point. Loftus Cheek and Conor Gallagher probably 4th, 5th choice midfielders behind Mason Mount, Cover, and Kante, and then Enzo. But again, doesn't suit the narrative. So let's not just sit here and pretend that Chelsea played Kante. They played cover. They played Reece James. They played Chilwell. Let's not do that. Okay, relax yourself. All right, there you go. What was your question?
You are embarrassing. You are actually embarrassing. Honestly, you're genuinely embarrassing. I cannot believe this.
But but yeah. So yeah, I mean, look, it was. We were going there. We were going there just ultimately to get the game out of the way. We wanted to win. Listen, the thing is, we do know that Pep is not going to lose any of these games. Momentum will be important. So,
do you think you're going to Brighton and you'll get something? You'll beat them or draw?
Brighton, bro. Look, I've said probably about 15 games ago. I said I care more about Everton. Sorry, I worry more about Everton away, Brentford away, Brighton away, and Fulham away than I do Arsenal at home and Chelsea at home. Yeah, and I was being deadly serious with that. This is when we were still in a title race, because at home I expect to beat Chelsea, I expect to beat Arsenal. Right, away from home against Brighton, Brentford, Fulham, and Everton, they're difficult games. Right, they're more difficult than playing at the Etihad. So, I'll be consistent with that. Even more so now that Brighton probably still need a result to guarantee them, whether it be Europa League or Europa League Conference or something like that. And but Brighton at the moment, for me, they're very inconsistent. They look like a team that are tired. So one week they look tired, next week they've got their energy back, then they look tired again. So we don't know what Brighton we're going to get either. But it's kind of become irrelevant now, really and truly. So we'll see. But it was more about getting the game out the way and the celebrations, which is why we were all there. We had a little meet up in Ancoats.
Were you there, Daps?
I was there. I was there indeed. I was in the square in Ancoats.
Were you one of the ones who raided the thing, or did you stay?
So I got up to Manchester Saturday night, ended up at a random United fans' wedding who I've never met before in my life. Yeah, it was weird in Macclesfield. And I've been told I couldn't sing City songs. I sang one or two, but not too many. Then we linked up at Ancoats, loads of City in a square there that was great. Got to the ground, and because of the game it was, I'd been given 2 tickets by a company. So I was in a higher tier, and I said to everyone in the South Low, I said, don't worry, I'll be here by half time. And they're like, you sure? I'm like, yeah, I'll be there. But the usual route to get from one area of the ground to the other area of the ground, they doubled up security this week because they didn't really want the pitch invaded. So they doubled up on security.
They didn't want the pitch invaded.
Are
they having a laugh? Did they not?
Let me continue with the story. Yeah, well, they clearly don't.
Why would they even try to stop that?
So they said, and so I was like, okay. So straight away, as I was walking up to the 3rd tier, I realised, there is actual security on level 2 checking tickets, because usually once you're in, you can work your way around. But they had people there, so I was like, okay, right, I know what I'm going to do. So round about 25 minutes into the game, I started trying to get my route to the South Stand. And I was doing well. I've had 1 or 2 videos sent from me by City fans in there of me working my way around, asking people, sorry, I need to get past. And they're going, there's a panda walking past people. And they're sending me videos of this. And I got to a point where all of a sudden someone said to me, excuse me, sir, where are you sat? I said, I pulled out my phone and I knew my battery was dead. So I said, my battery's dead, so I can't show you, but it's over there. And they were like, okay, no problem. We'll take you somewhere where you can charge your phone. So I was like, okay, no problem. So they took me into one area, and I was in this area that's slightly nicer. And then somehow I found a door and waited till no one was looking, whizzed through into the next bit. And I ended up getting into a player's lounge. I was doing well. It was about 55 minutes in by this point.
Great. So you're on the mission.
He's not watching the game. This is how shit we are.
I saw the goal.
This is
so
like
shit.
GTA. Like,
we're so shit that he's not even watching us.
We went 1-0 up, and then I was like, right, I'm on a mission, because ultimately my mission for that day, we'd already won the league. My mission for that day was to get with all my boys in South Lower and get on the damn pitch, right? I had a packet of Maltesers so I could sprinkle Robbie into the turf at the Etihad. Bro. I had a cigar with his name on it that I planned on. Anyway,
huffing and puffing.
Anyway, all this huffing and puffing. All of a sudden, I got approached by this. I'm going to call him ignorant, but maybe I probably shouldn't have been there. But anyway, he started questioning why I was there, and I said the same thing. Phone's dead. If you get me a charger, I'll show you that I should be in here. So I said, no problem. We'll take you to a charger. And then he said, come this way. And then next minute, I'm like, hold on a second. This could be good because they're taking me down a flight of stairs. I'm actually now on tier 1. This is where I wanted to be. And then all of a sudden I saw, oh, there's the outside of the pit, outside of the ground.
Oh shit!
And I'm like,
but you were so drunk that you didn't read.
Oh,
the
I was
room.
smashed. Oh,
you didn't read
but
the
some
room.
of my mates told me when I met them at like 11 in the morning in Ancos, they were like, yeah, we knew what you were going to be on that day. I'd met Kevin Horlock before the game. And
this is a
I
trip that you
even
need to do
notice.
sober. Yeah.
Nah, maybe 1 year. I don't know. Maybe 1 year.
This is a trip that you need to do sober, but you did it drunk.
Anyway, and then kind of I started saying, look, yeah, this is mad. Like, I shouldn't be in this area, but I can show you I've got a ticket, because you have to have a ticket to get in the ground. And they weren't listening. They didn't want to listen. I was going, you know what? I started probably because I was drunk. Do any of you even support City? Like, to all the stewards, like we're about to lift the trophy, and the amount I spend following this club home and away, you're really going to remove that from me. And none of them would listen to me. And then I just kind of said, you know what? F you all.
Damn.
I'm going to go Mary D's. So I just bopped over where, because Mary D's was Ram anyway. I just bopped over to Mary D's and watched it there. It's what it is. Anyway, back to the thing about how we stop City. And a few people have said that if we do the treble this year, that Pep might go, do you know what? I'm done now. This is what I needed to do.
Is that realistic though? Or
well,
you guys
I personally think no.
hope?
That's what Steve really does think that. Yeah,
really.
But I said my view is what would happen is
you better get the treble done then.
But I can see that conversation going this way, being Pep is in Khaldoon's office. You know, it's early July, and he said, "Look, do you know what? I've come here. I've done everything that's been asked of me. I've done doubles. I've done trebles. I've retained. I've done a domestic treble. I've now done the complete treble. I've got 100 points. I've done, you know, all of that. So now's time for me to go and play golf." And Khaldoon saying, no problem whatsoever. Allowing Pep to get out of his seat, walk to the door. Pep's got his hand on the door, kind of pulled the door handle down, ready to open it. And Khaldoon's go, I mean, Fergie never did a 4-peat, but... And Pep all of a sudden letting go of the handle, and the door handle springing back up and going, you say 4-peat? And then it's like, yeah, that's what we're talking about. So look, I don't think the one reason I don't think Pep would go as well though is because
Daps didn't even go to watch football. That was like a GTA
bro
mission.
He's just gone on a GTA mission.
He just described the GTA mission like I was waiting. I'm just like you were on a mission that day. Like you were just like, the league's gone already.
But the thing is, it's usually, this is something we do quite regularly, yeah? Like, because the South Lower, anyone that knows, South Lower is one of the areas that's got, you know, where you can stand. So it has seats, but ultimately they've got the rails in so that if you stand, it's safe standing, right?
Yeah.
And so we kind of know that if you can't get a ticket in South Lower, you just get a ticket in one of the other parts of the ground. And we know routes round, Admittedly, it's not usually this hard. There's usually routes round. As long as you can't start on tier 1, because if you start on tier 1, then away fans and tunnel clubs. You have to start on tier 2 or tier 3 and work your way down. But this time, but one of the arguments I actually did have with stewards as well is, I was in one of the lounges I was in. I was just going to the toilet. Oh, where I think I left my Burberry jumper because I came out and realised I ain't got that no more neither.
What a day!
What a day! Yeah. And these two stewards are going. I think it was them. They probably went and snitched on me. Two young stewards were going, you're not supposed to be in here, are you? I was like, yeah, I am. And they were like, you're trying to work your way down to the pitch, aren't you? I was like, no. They go, you do realise we've got twice as much security on today. And I go, let's be honest with you. You two right now, there's 2 of you, 1 of me. Are you 2 stopping me from getting on the pitch? And they go, well, I go, you're not, are you? So imagine about 8,000 South Stand running on the pitch, yeah? You lot are not stopping them from getting on the pitch, I'm telling you now. And you kind of saw it, didn't you? They were there. So
is that actually expressions?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, he's saying that you're writing a dissertation for uni.
But I think I'm not even saying anything. How am I?
Yeah, it looks like you're concentrating on writing. That's what he's saying.
Listen, expressions. There are more important things than uni, my brother. I graduated long ago.
It is. It's a Premier League Championship monologue indeed. Because listen, I've seen X on the socials as well.
Hold tight expressions, by the way.
Photoshopped into City kits, lifting the Premier League title. It's been a great partnership between the other London clubs to kind of conspire against Arsenal. And
you ain't part of the partnership. I told you, you are not part of this partnership, Matisse.
Okay, fair enough. Fine.
I've told. Listen,
That's okay.
Those watch-alongs, we've seen them, right?
Fine.
No.
Fine.
You're probably
Can
into
I
Milan.
remind
Are you
can I
into
remind
Milan
you?
now? By the way,
Can I remind you that Expressions' team beat you this season, right?
They beat us every season.
If it wasn't for them, you would have won this league last week. But
hold on,
I sacrificed 6 points against you.
No, but
So
how
have
many
some
did you
manners.
take off? No, bro. Listen, we lose to Tottenham away every single season. We're already planned that Tottenham away next season, we're fucking it off, and we're either doing go-karting, right, or we're going to go and watch PSV play because we've got some pals over in Holland, and we're going to go and watch PSV with them. Bro, Tottenham away, it's like that's their trophy.
Oh shit, is that Daps?
Yeah.
Yo, what's wrong with Expressions?
What do you want to say? He's talking in the mic now.
Come join us, Expressions. Come join us. Let's.
But no, Tottenham 3 points. That's their trophy every season, and we get it. We get it. Look, there's games we chalk off at the start of every single season. Yeah, it's Tottenham away, and respectfully, it's Liverpool away. We just look at them and go, "Nah, we ain't get much. We might at best get. We won't get even." The only way we get a point at Tottenham's ground is if they don't score, because we have not scored at Tottenham's ground. You do realise that? Never. So we know we ain't winning that ever. It's just written.
Listen,
in the stars.
Daps,
We don't need to.
Happy. You know, you won the league. Congratulations.
You're not happy. You're not happy. And you lot bottled it this weekend as well, Husam.
Do you know what?
I've literally been quiet 23 minutes. I open my mouth and they jump, both of them.
No,
Can I
Husam,
speak?
You're a bottle job. This week you are a bottle
Can I
job.
speak? I'm not a bottle job. Listen, congratulations to City for winning the league. You get me? And the thing is, like, for me, how to stop City, all this crap. If we get our shit together this summer, then, you know, we'll come back and win the league next season for me. But
no, we know you'll come back and finish 1 point behind.
No. We'll win the league. By the way, that whole 1 point behind thing, I can't lie. After the season, people are actually appreciating that more. People, I have no idea what that is, but
that's good. It's a soap over here show. That's good. That's funny. That's funny.
Anyway, people like, you know, saying this whole situation, you know, with Liverpool, like, and you know, us finishing a point behind. Over the last week, people are starting to tell me, like, Husam, I respect it now, blah, blah, blah. You actually went toe to toe. And the thing is, like, you know, Daps touched on it. Arsenal just fully fucking collapsed. Like, Forest, Brighton. You know what's the worst part about that Brighton game? Let me tell you what was the worst part about that Brighton game. Brighton lost big pre-Arsenal and post-Arsenal. They lost 4-1 to Newcastle, and they played someone pre-Arsenal.
Everton 5-1. 5-1 against
Everton 5-1. And then they played Arsenal, beat them 3-0 at the Emirates. And you can just tell they've just collapsed. They couldn't even keep it respectful or anything. I think if City win all their games, they're going to finish 10 points ahead of Arsenal. And this gets even more embarrassing.
Yeah, it could be.
Here's the thing.
Well, let's
hold on.
Depends if Arsenal win against Wolves as well.
No. It's even worse. 1 second. Even if Arsenal beat Wolves, they will finish on the exact same points as Brendan Rodgers' 13-14 Liverpool.
That's the team I compare them to.
Wow. With less goal difference.
Of course, so if Suarez did a madness,
If Liverpool 13-14... No. I would say it's about to get worse, Matisse. Hold tight, my brother. If Liverpool in 13-14 and Arsenal were in a title race, Liverpool would be league champions by goal difference. And furthermore, Liverpool that season had a stronger defense than Arsenal.
Oh, now that's a bad one.
Check the statistics.
I didn't know you had that one. I knew about the goals. I knew about the goals because Suarez comparison to Jesus. Obviously, we know Liverpool.
We could see the less goals.
Liverpool got over 100 goals that year, didn't they? They got 102.
106 goals.
Yeah, so that's not a surprise. But the goals conceded is mad because that Liverpool's defense was leaking. But do you know who else finished ahead? Tottenham in 2017. Pochettino, Conte's season finished on 86 points. So this Arsenal team will get definitely less than them as well. It's tough. It's tough for them right now. I didn't expect them to capitulate and drop off like they did. I thought they would at least try and end the season a bit on a strong note, especially when the pressure's off. Because we all heard about, okay, the pressure's on, they're crumbling when the pressure's on. The pressure wasn't on against Nottingham Forest. Pressure wasn't on against Brighton because the league was done against Southampton. Yeah. So I'm not really sure what's happened here. Flawless, you were always calm in this title race. You were always saying, just give it time. City will sort it. Don't know why you man are getting all excited about Arsenal. I was trying to bring you to the fore. I was like, yo, wake up. I was trying to shake you. I was like, yo, wake up, Flawless, wake up. Sounds like you were right.
Yeah, because the thing is, we've seen this before. Not in particular from just Arsenal, but title races. And Daps has spoken on this because he's seen his team in many title races where titles are not won in January, they're not won in February, they're not won in March. People are going on like Arsenal were, even though they were playing very well and they had the most points. I think it was in January or February we'd ever seen and the best start. They're not going to win all their games from February, March till the end of the season. Is it a very good Arsenal side? Yes. But like I stated before, we've seen better Arsenal sides than this with a better manager lose the league title. We've seen better Manchester United sides lose a league title. So why was it so unfathomable that, I don't even know if that's a word, but it is now, that Arsenal could,
You just
know what I'm
made that
saying?
up.
Yeah, I know I did it sound fire though, you know what I'm saying? People know what I'm talking about. Like, it wasn't so unfathomable that Arsenal could lose this league. It really wasn't. And we see that, and look at the manner in which they have as well. And it's not losing to Manchester City or even the dropping points at Liverpool that I would be most critical of, or as a rival fan, or I'd be most pissed off about if I was an Arsenal fan. It's Southampton at home. It's West Ham. It's West Ham away. Brighton at home. Everton away. These are games you have to...
Brentford as well as well. Didn't they drop?
Yeah,
Brentford?
I think they dropped points to Brentford. Like, it's games like this. Like, you have to go and win these games. But I always had this feeling about them because when you look at sides that have won the Premier League, their midfield, whether the rest of the side's been the greatest, their midfield has been exceptional. I don't rate their midfielders like that. Yeah, I think Thomas Partey is very good. I think he's very good. Xhaka, good season, but I don't think he's a great player. And I've always that was always, if they would have won it, that would have been the worst midfield pairing to win the Premier League. Definitely in the last 20 years or so. What was Kante and Drinkwater? Kante much better than those two, even if you don't rate Drinkwater.
Come on.
Class Kante. What?
Come on.
But then Drinkwater is so
worse than Drinkwater?
Drinkwater
because of Kante. Who would you rather have?
No, I hear you, but Drinkwater,
No, I hear Drinkwater is bad, so I get.
No, but Drinkwater flawless.
I hear you. I know. No, I hear you, but
it's just like Kante's one of the best ever, and Drinkwater is one of the worst.
And then it's like Drinkwater.
Hold on. But Drinkwater had a Premier League trophy when he joined Chelsea. Yeah. None of Arsenal's midfields.
Yeah, when I'll ask you the question: do you take prime Kante and Drinkwater, or do you take Partey and Xhaka? I'm taking prime Kante and Drinkwater
for me. I'm gonna be real.
I'm taking prime. All right, well,
I'm gonna run a poll on that.
I'm taking prime Kante.
No, but here's the thing. Do you agree that number one of those is Kante? If we were put the four,
yeah.
Okay, hear me out. All four, let's rank them 1 to 4. Would you agree it's Kante, Partey, Xhaka, Drinkwater?
Absolutely, yes, of course.
So the thing is, you have the number one, but you also have the worst one by far.
Because the number one is so far ahead of 2 and 3. That's why I'm taking Kante.
Yeah.
Prime Kante is
I'd love to take Kante, but not with Drinkwater.
Prime Kante is one of the best central midfielders we've ever seen in the Premier League.
I agree.
So
and also Kante, you could argue that Kante at his best. Hold on, but Kante at his best pretty much did the job of 2 midfielders anyway.
But this way, I think if you have prime Kante in this Arsenal side, it makes a massive difference. They don't fall away like this. The Arsenal side, I'm not saying necessarily they win it, but they do not fall away like this with prime Kante in their midfield.
Another thing that I think
they win the Premier League title. Come on, man.
I think Arsenal didn't learn. 2 of the games you just listed there, I think are relevant. There's 2 games there that are very relevant because they're very similar, right? When they played West Ham at West Ham's ground, they were 2-0 up, and in the second half, at that point, West Ham were fighting relegation, and that second half, the ground made the difference, because West Ham fans knew they needed something out of that, right? So I said afterwards, you lot have underestimated a team that are fighting relegation. And this is why I looked at the Everton game and thought, that's our difficult game, because if they're fighting relegation and we've got to go there and get points, their crowd is going to be a 12th man. West Ham were a crowd. And then from that point, I've been saying it's not a foregone conclusion that Arsenal go to Forest away, because at that point, Forest are a team fighting relegation at home again. It's the same thing that Arsenal ultimately this season, they're showing lack of experience. And I will say, I think on some parts, a bit disrespect to lower teams and understanding that any team at the business end of the season, if they need points, they will fight harder for the points. And it's if they can bounce back from that or not. I don't know if they can.
Lack of experience in title races from the players, the fan base, like the manager in terms of leading a team in a title race. the board in January, maybe with some of the
When
recruitment.
you say from the fan base, though, Matisse, like, can you expand on that? Because
Oh,
I'm gonna be sorry with you. I think this whole like F the Arsenal fans thing.
I'm not doing
like,
that.
But
Hold on.
people doing too much.
no, Matisse,
Like,
can I just?
They're
can I
allowed.
just-
They're allowed
you
to
go?
be
What do you
happy.
mean?
They're allowed to have.
Of course,
hope.
of course,
They're
of course.
I-
Happiness and arrogance is a fine line, though. That's a fine line. And to
But
be honest,
Matisse, it's the first league title race of their life. A lot of them.
I know
Husam,
that's what I'm saying.
Husam.
That's why I'm saying it's a lack of experience. That's what I just said.
But
I'm
here's
gonna be
another
sorry.
thing.
Like,
Husam,
people.
Fuck all that. No, man. Have some
No,
decorum.
but
Act
why are
like-
people crashing
act
out on Arsenal too much?
because we
though? Like,
deserve to act like you've spoken.
You
to
thought they would
before,
win,
man.
so I understand that you
No.
rushed into their defense.
Hold up. Act
No,
like
it's
you've
not even
been-
rushing to their defense.
No. Act like you've been in a room with attractive women before. What are we doing, man? Act like you've been around hoes before. What's going on, man? Have some decorum, man. What's wrong with you? Why are you wilding out?
So you
you're
want the
just in a
Arsenal
room
fans
full-
to have
full of
decorum?
nice girls? Yes, because I know certain fans, Arsenal fans, who I can't crash on because they
Yeah.
had decorum. Yes, they were
Turkish
excited when they're
is
out.
kind of a bit like
You know
that.
what I'm saying?
Turkish is
Okay,
a
I-
different.
But he's been there. He's
Yo,
seen
let
it.
me
That's,
land.
that's
Yeah,
the
they were.
experience.
You can be excited where you're at and be like, we're ahead of schedule. But what I'm talking about is the Arsenal fans talking like it was done. Not so much the younger ones. I get it. You know what I'm saying? If that was me and my team, I hadn't done anything in 20 years, I'd probably be excited if you're, I don't know, below 20s,
Exactly.
teenager years. However, that's not the all of the people we're talking about. I'm talking about people. who
Babs,
are
rise.
my age. I'm
Babs.
talking about people who are my age. I'm talking about people who are older, and I'm like, you know better than this. You know what I'm saying? You've been here before. You know better than this. You've seen better Arsenal sides than this, not win league titles. You know what I'm saying? Same way I got onto my fan base when people were talking when Ollie was there, and there's people who are my age and who I'm like, you know Ollie's not good. I expect better from you. So therefore, I'm gonna crash on you. That's why I'm crashing on Arsenal fans.
Flawless.
Bear in mind, look at the competition as well. That's why I'm crashing on Arsenal fans. No league title is ever done in January. That has never happened in the history of the Premier League. No title race is over in January or February or March. Why were we acting like Arsenal were going to win every game from 22 to 38? This side is
Okay,
not on that.
I understand what you're saying,
Let's do that.
but my thing is, any team, even myself, I will say this: if I was 50 points out of 19 games,
50 out of 57, yeah. I think it was.
no,
Yeah.
9, I'm talking about 19 games. Yeah, 50 points, right?
Yeah.
50. If you had 50 points after 19 games, bro, I'm gonna be sorry with you. I don't know a lot of people that are gonna be calm like this, because here's the thing. Let me say this, Flawless. 19 games is essentially half the league. Like literally, like 50% of the league. You're already at 50 points. You know, you have 50 out of 57. I think like we're acting like people, like football fans can control their emotions to the level where we're just expecting them to not like be emotional at all. Like here's the thing. When the season started, they had just bottled top 4. So they went from we finished 5th. A lot of them were even like maybe Arteta out, shit like that, to now winning 50 points out of 57. Like, of course they're gonna get hyped.
But also, you got to try and live in the moment a little bit as well.
Exactly.
You can get lost in the moment, but that comes with consequences if your team does not do the business. Because had Arsenal won the league, guess what would be this however many people are watching, double that. You know what I'm saying? However many, I don't know how many people are watching, double that, with Arsenal fans talking the most smoke to Daps, talking the most.
Trust me, I've had that all season.
Dunking on your head top, Husam talking about Arteta is better than Klopp. Dunking on what's it called?
No one can dunk on my
Matisse
head
is. No. That's what they would be doing. No, they would be talking about
His head top. Look at his head top. How can you dunk on that?
Etc. But you understand the point I'm making. So that what I'm saying is that comes with consequences when your team fails. You have to hold that. When your team fails, hold that. And you can get, the thing is, yes, you can be emotional,
but why are you blaming them for being excited?
I'm not. I'm not blaming them for being excited. I'm blaming them for getting ahead of themselves. The fans that.
But how were they ahead of themselves?
They were ahead of
Because
themselves.
look what
They thought they
happened.
were going to win the league because they thought they were
Come on,
convinced they
50
were going to win
points
the
from
league.
19.
Yes,
Anyone would think they're going to win the league.
No, against City though, bro.
Hold up, Daps.
That's not the point.
No.
50
Not
points.
anybody. No. Not anybody would think they would win the league because, like I keep stating, we've seen better Arsenal sides in stronger positions lose league titles. If
But
this
Floss,
Arsenal
why you
side, let me
acting like
finish.
everyone's like you?
If this Arsenal side, if this Arsenal side won the league, it would have been the worst Arsenal side to win the league on paper, comfortably, easily.
But do you know what I'll say though?
What are we doing here? Like, come on, man. So it's like, I'm not saying be like me. I'm saying if you are emotional and you let emotions cloud your logic and your team fall short, you are going to get clowned, and rightfully so, because they were going way overboard. Be excited in the moment. Because I know Arsenal fans who were excited, but they weren't. I could not convince man to say, yeah, Arsenal are going to win the league, because they've seen shit. Shout out to my guy Grim. Prime example. All season, I was saying to him, yo, are you going to win the league? Like, nah, we ain't going to do it. Because he's seen shit. That's why.
Yeah, a lot of Arsenal fans.
Okay, you know, shout out to Grims, but he was miserable all year long.
That's he wasn't. He was happy about it because.
Okay. He was happy that they were eventually going to finish second. Bro, people live in the moment. Flaws, you need to understand. Not everyone's like you. People can get emotional. People can get carried away.
Yeah, they can. And making emotional decisions is never good. Making emotional decisions is never
You're
good.
Supporting a football club. You're not running a bank, bro.
You don't have to run. You talk about running a bank. But
football is an emotional sport.
And now you look foolish. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, no problem. Okay, I've made predictions about my club, and that came wrong. And you're going to say
you've made predictions about most clubs.
You're going to say you look foolish, but that's not the point.
No. That's
flawless football is an emotional sport.
It is.
We're not robots.
And we're not robots. It depends how you make it. Is it based in logic of what you were saying?
Okay.
The fact that Arsenal fans in January thought it was going to win the league.
Okay, let me use that statement you just made. Is it based on logic? 50 points after 19. Is it based on logic to say we're going to win the league?
No, because it's only halfway. No.
Oh, God. You're just talking for the sake of it.
So, okay. So what happened in the end then? What happened in the end? Who was
That's not the point.
No, that is the point, because
we're talking at that moment.
Arsenal at one point were favourites to win this league.
They were favorites. I admitted that. I said they were favorites, but just because you're favorites don't mean you win the league. We've seen this before. It's not like we don't have previous.
But you have to and you do this in whatever way you want to do it. But you have to back your team to do it. You have to get behind your team. If your team has shown you in the first 19 games that they can be nearly perfect, you have to at that point you've got to back your team to say they're going to do it. If you were top of the league, Flawless, after 19
Flawless
games, you had 50 points. I'm not saying that Flawless would definitely not be
Flawless is different.
mad arrogant and mad
no, Flawless is different.
There's no way. He's very calculated and very like
he's experienced.
He's
very
experienced. But you would have to back your team.
You're not in the title race yourself, by the way. Your club is.
No, hold on. Can I jump in? Hold on. Can I talk on that? What you just said there? Because this is relevant. Husam, listen to what I say now, yeah? Back in about, when City first started finding form, right? In fact, when Steve went outside Arsenal's ground after we beat them at the Emirates and said, there's sharks in the water, right? He then said to me the next day, he said, we've got to keep this up, right? And I was like, what? He was like, we've got to keep this up. He said, because we're experienced. We know we come alive this point in the season. And Steve was kind of selling to me this, like this propaganda war, right? That us as content creators need to do. And at the time I thought, all right, I'll go along with this, but I don't really know where we're going with this. But what you've seen is that Arsenal fans were talking all this smack, right? Until they saw one little sign of their asses going, yeah? And then it became fake. Now, you say we're only people on social media. We're only people on YouTube, right? And I would have got that until this season, yeah? But we've kept on them. And we have kept, Steve said, you have to keep your foot on the neck of every single one of these Arsenal fans because they are bottling it and everyone can see from their content creators, from their fan bases online that their asses are going, right? Now, we don't know, or until recently, we didn't know if footballers actually do pay attention, yeah? But I've always said, I honestly believe City would not win a Champions League until the fan base believed, right? Now, look, I'm telling you now, our fan base believes, yeah? And I think we're going to win it this season. Now, Haaland messaged Steve on Saturday night. He sent Steve a picture of the shark and said, we see everything. I love it, yeah? These footballers do pay attention, bro. So when these footballers and these young Arsenal footballers are looking online and seeing their whole fan base's arse has gone, right? Unfortunately, because they're not experienced. Some footballers are experienced enough to go, that world is not us. But these younger footballers are going, hold on a minute. No one believes in us. There's no belief in us now. So I get what you're saying. Ultimately, footballers should not allow what's going on in the world around them, but it does influence it, bro. If you see no one else,
okay, Daps, let me ask you a genuine question. You were there when your club was in League One, right?
Yeah.
Okay, when you felt like you were going to get promoted, did you not believe it deep down?
Back then, no, because we hadn't done it, bro. real talk, yeah. Back then, and this is third tier of English football. If you ask me a question, I'm giving you an honest answer, bro.
Okay,
if you
fair
know,
enough.
if you fully know the history of City, yeah, we just used to be there and throw everything away all the time. So, like, and even going into in hindsight, when I look back and look at going into the first Champions League final against Chelsea, yeah, it didn't feel right. Yes, we'd had a better season than Chelsea, yeah, but it didn't feel right. There was something there. The belief wasn't there, right? Because when you look at most people's first Champions League, a lot of clubs often don't win it the first time they're there, yeah, because they just don't have that belief. And I think that's it. Look, this summer is so important for Arsenal because Arsenal this summer will either bounce back or they literally need to just give their spot.
Or they will go finish 6th. I agree.
And that's what I'm saying. And then the top 4 becomes, because look, we have to be real. This season's been mad. Chelsea sooner or later is going to click there, yeah. And when they click, they're coming for one of them top 4 places. Newcastle, sooner or later.
No, they're not.
All right, but if you never think Chelsea will be back in the top 4, okay. I think personally, the amount of money they're throwing at it, sooner or later,
they'll get it right.
they will be fighting for it, yeah.
Husam, go on, make another outlandish prediction. Go on.
Man
please.
United,
They're
same
not.
thing.
Do it about. I want you to do it.
I don't give a fuck. Poch, Zidane, Pep himself. You're not making top 4 next season. Your team is way too much in the gutter right now. It's the truth. You need first stable football. Get these players to develop. Get these players to adapt to the country. Get these players to adapt to the league.
Still,
even if you build some confidence,
it could be top 5 places for Champions League, by the way. So top 4 is going to be a thing of the past. It will be top. No,
that is not the point. That is not the question. Don't change it now.
Top 4 is about Champions League. Top 4 is not about anything else.
Is that from next season?
For next season, yeah. Top 4 is not about anything other than Champions League football. There is no prize for 4th. There's no. So this top 4 thing is only created for Champions League football. If the Champions League place is given to 5th, it will become the top 5. So that is the end of the conversation.
Okay, I
couldn't give a shit whether we finish 4th or 5th.
You're not making. Okay, the question was Chelsea could make top 4. That's the statement. No, they can't. That's my full stop.
Hold on, no, that wasn't it, actually, Sam. If you want to say, quote me correctly. What I said,
eventually make it.
I said eventually. I didn't say next season Chelsea are nailed on for top 4.
Okay,
I said
that's the thing. Good.
No, don't quote me and then misquote me.
No,
Husam has already on record said that there's no chance of it happening before seeing anybody's summer business. So let's just.
I don't give a fuck who you sign.
Done. There we go. Another
give your team right now Messi and Ronaldo. You're still not making top 4.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go. Perfect.
Well, I don't think. Yeah, I agree with that though. Messi and Ronaldo.
Chelsea are just so far away, Matisse.
That's why United got rid of Ronaldo.
This is what you, as a spoiled brat, has never. No. Just give me. I have to speak. No, Matisse, you can't silence me.
Yeah, but I'm not silencing you. But you don't call me a spoiled brat and then tell me to be silent. Yeah, I'm gonna respond.
No, I'm not telling you.
No. So you're gonna wait, and I'm gonna respond to what you just said. Chelsea, just because they're 12th, it does not mean that we are the 12th worst team in the league in general. This season, yes.
Now you're responding.
No, because you are making it sound like I am outlandish.
Can I finish and then you respond?
No. I'm going to respond.
I'll be quiet
and then you're going to understand how stupid you sound right now, right? You're trying to tell me that this Chelsea team this Chelsea team, just because they're in 12th, I should not feel like they can compete for a top 5 position with no Europe next season if they trim the squad correctly and get everything back on side with a proper coach, which we haven't had this season, right? You're trying to tell me that is an outlandish, that is a spoiled thing. You need 4 caveats. You need about 3 midfielders and 2 defenders.
That's one caveat.
But you're going to tell me that Liverpool are automatically back in the top 4. No, not top 4. You're going to tell me that Liverpool are automatically back in the title race next season, aren't you?
Okay, can I speak? Can I speak
you are.
now?
With all your caveats and FSG and all of your fucking planes, all of your planes flying.
Wallah, his head's so gone. Remove me from the stream. Silence the man of the people. Silence me. Remove me.
You flying. You love to fly the planes, but then you're going to tell me you're going to be the title race.
Absolutely, I'm proud of flying.
You're going to get 3 midfielders. You're going to get Jude Bellingham. You're going to get Jude Bellingham, aren't you? You're not going to get Jude Bellingham now. You're liar. You're liar and you're a cheat. Liar and you're a cheat.
Are you done?
You're a cheat.
Do you know what I do like when we see this?
No, Daps, there's no you know what. Are you done cry-arsing now, Matisse?
I've cooked you.
No, but I was going to say this is a bit of Matisse I like where he actually does defend his team.
He cut me mid-sentence. Now you're going to cut me too. Let me speak. I have to explain. Here's the thing. Right now, it doesn't matter whether Chelsea are actually the 12th worst team in the league or not. I'm not saying that
Oh, he
he
sent
red
himself
carded
off.
himself. I'm not saying that Chelsea are, just because they're 12th in the league, they're the 12th worst team. Of course, we know there are teams worse than them, even on paper. I understand that. I'm saying they have been so bad this season that it needs to just take a lot of time, because now they have to develop a playing style. Now they have to they have the players that have come in, have to adapt to the country, have to adapt to the league, have to do all of that. And he's mentioning transfer window, which means more players are coming into the already unadapted squad that are struggling right now. You're going to bring in more new faces to try adapt into the league. And fourth of all, when it comes to all this, he mentioned 15 different caveats. If we trim the squad correct, and if we get the right style of football, and if we get this, and if we get that, this is the problem. Right now, Chelsea, and this is why I call them a spoiled brat. He's been wired.
Everybody's seasons are based
Can I finish? I didn't interrupt you, Matisse. This is why he's a spoiled brat.
Is your season next season based on ifs?
Can I speak? I will tell you about my season. Let me finish. Oh, okay. This is why he's a spoiled brat. For the last 20 years, he's just been wired. We get a manager, we win something, we sack the manager, we win something again. They just got the most process manager of all time, Pochettino. There is no bigger process manager than him. The buzzword process is going to be used next season by Chelsea fans more than any time in their whole life. So now, let the play style develop, let the players improve, let the players that you've already signed adapt, let the players that you're going to sign adapt. Let's see if Mr. Todd Bowley, who's going into the team meetings and speaking to the players because he thinks this is the fucking NFL, actually can trim down the squad properly. And then we'll speak on top four. But as for now, if any Chelsea fan is offered 6th or 7th place with much improved football, with players improving, he should take it right here, right now.
I'm not taking 7th personally. I'm not doing that.
Oh my god, I'm a Chelsea fan. I have standards.
I'm not taking 7th. I do have standards. I'm not taking 7th. I'm not taking a Conference League place.
Spoiled brat, man.
What position are you at the moment, Matisse,
Born with a golden spoon in his mouth.
They're 12th.
Raheem Sterling, he's 12th in the league. Oh, that is bad.
So, Husam, talk to me then about your expectations.
So weird City fans hating on Sterling.
I'm not hating. No, hold on. I'm not hating on Sterling, but I'm celebrating the fact that people said, you've got to remember that people said, oh, City don't look as good. They shouldn't have sold Sterling. They shouldn't have sold Zinchenko. They shouldn't have sold Jesus. And now here we are with, I wanted to post a video up yesterday. I've got a video last season I was going through of Zinchenko lifting the trophy in the whole South Stand, the whole Etihad cheering him. And everyone's going, oh, yeah, you know, we appreciated him more. Pep shouldn't have sold him. The funniest one is Arsenal fans honestly think that Pep are going to allow Gundogan to go with them with a year left on his contract, by the way. That is never happening.
No, there's an even funnier part. There's Arsenal fans asking for Cancelo to be signed. Like, ain't your dumbasses already learned from signing
let them
City
get him, bro.
rejects?
Oh, let them get him.
Come on, like, you should learn from signing City's rejects that there is a reason why they're going to get sold. So you can bring that to your dressing room.
I personally think if they sign Cancelo, yeah, I think Pep will disown Arteta as his son. You have not learned. You have him.
But yeah, I want to hear this, Husam. Yeah,
Husam, what's your expectations for next season then? You spoil Liverpool fan who has seen Klopp win every single trophy. You've seen FSG win every single trophy, and how dare you after incredible recruitment, after 97 points, after 93 points, after Champions League, after Champions League final, after Champions League final again. I think 2 final defeats, right? Europa League final. And you, Mystic Husam, you want FSG out. So you tell me you tell me what your expectations are next season, please.
First of all, Matisse, I love me. I really love me on the show.
We know.
Your head is fully gone. There is scrambled brains inside your head right now. That's how much I scrambled it. You know,
I've just left my hosting duty. If I was a panel member like I am on Big Six, this is how I operate. So I've just left my hosting duty because you said something stupid and I had to respond.
Scary.
So now I'm just on the panel.
Scared right
Flawless
now.
is hosting now. No, go. You
honestly, Matisse, I'm so like scared and like intimidated.
No, because you
are you talking American?
Oh my god, you're so scary, bro.
He's really incorporating what Henry taught him. Carry on. Go on.
You said Matisse's head was scrambled. How about you talk to us about how you're scrambling for top 4?
They're not getting.
We're not scrambling. I've already said we're not going to get.
Tried to scramble.
Yeah, I already said we're not gonna get it. By the way, I just want to say, Matisse, I'm actually like your jacket this week. It's a lot better than last week's jacket.
It's a hoodie,
That, you know, very controversial jacket.
It's
But
a
this
hoodie.
jacket, this one
There
is
you
a
go.
lot better.
It's a hoodie.
Anyway, Liverpool this season.
Let's just hurry up and answer
Liverpool.
the question. Jesus Christ.
Liverpool next season. Matisse, I love the fact no one gets under their nerves like me ever. I'm so happy. Here's the thing. When it comes to next season, there's no caveats but one caveat for me. I don't have to say if this, if that, ain't no if. Just get the summer right and we win the league next season. I'm not even saying challenging. I'm just
Click
saying
that.
we win it next season. And the thing is,
Oh my God,
uh,
this guy.
Wait, you win what next season? Wait, did you say that again? You said Liverpool. Sorry, I missed that. What did you say?
Has his brother not learned?
okay,
did
no
you say?
problem. I will,
No, for some, run that back again because your connection went.
Okay,
a little
I
bit.
would say
Run that back
again,
please.
I'm the
Yeah.
spoiled one. I'm the
Yeah,
spoiled
hey,
one.
Matisse, let him go. Let him go.
days.
Go on. Run that back.
how's that me being spoiled, Matisse?
Oh,
You're
you're
all over
foolish.
the place.
You're
No.
so
Hassan,
foolish.
run it back, please.
I've just
Run
seen
it back.
Van
Matisse, you know
Dijk
there's
do
a
this.
food
I've
called
just seen Van
jambalaya
Dijk
that
do.
has everything in it. You're
I've just seen
jambalaya
Van
right now.
Dijk do the splits,
Hassan,
and you're
run it-
talking to me. Oh my.
Hassan, run it
Go on,
back.
carry on,
Hassan,
carry on.
Hassan, run that back
This
again
guy.
because your
And
connection
what
did go
does
a
that
little
have to
bit.
do with anything?
This guy's
Yo,
fucking
Hassan,
hilarious.
run it back because your connection did go a little bit. Go on.
We saw Gabriel do the splits last season.
Yo,
This
Hassan,
season he was
run
about
it-
to be a
Hassan.
Premier League winner.
Hassan, run it back from the top. What
Okay,
did you
so
say?
anyway, as I was saying, you know, by the way, Mr. Matisse, the world-class players are world-class regardless. Surround them with good players, they become good.
Van
That's why I
Dijk
was-
is falling off.
That's why I
But
was. No,
You're
I
not
don't think
ready
he's
for that
fallen off.
conversation. He's falling
This
off.
shows me that you
He's
haven't been watching
declining.
Liverpool.
He's declining, but you're not ready for that conversation.
No,
Do you
you
know
haven't-
isn't falling off? We're not
You
falling off.
haven't
I don't
been
know how
watching
big you're
Liverpool.
winning it.
You think you're gonna see?
all-
You think you're gonna see Van Dijk like you saw him a couple of seasons ago?
1v3 as per usual.
Just
All
because
three.
you went on an 7-game winning run, now you've
Seven.
got gassed.
Seven.
This is what happens. This is what happens.
Always
Yeah.
calm and collected, ready for these three.
This is what
Always.
happens.
By myself.
Hassan,
Fools.
I'm always by myself with a sword and a shield against three people with guns.
Lonely,
And I
Mr.
always defeat them
Lonely.
every
Why
single
always
time.
me? Why? Yeah, hello,
the
Mario.
sword.
All right,
I
Mario
stab.
Balotelli. Do you know what I'm saying?
I ain't even been against you.
Okay,
What are you
let's
talking- I just
scramble
run it back.
Matisse speak.
Yeah, he
I
just
haven't
wanted
been
to
against
run
you.
it back.
Fucking
Okay,
Mario
you can
Balotelli, bro. Every
You
single
can
time.
speak, Matisse, and when you're
I
done
just want-
cry or sing, I'll respond.
I just want you to run
Go
it
on.
back, Hassan. Liverpool are winning the league.
No,
next
I
season.
just want Matisse to speak because he keep interrupting. He wants to cry.
Perfect transfer window. What does that mean? Is that like a FIFA transfer window where you sign like 6 or 7 players? What does that
I
even mean?
don't play FIFA. I don't know. I don't play.
Is that why you put the caveat in there? Because you did put a good caveat in there. You said if we have the right transfer window. So what you're basically doing is, if you don't win the league, you can go no because we're one.
He's going to
player
start
short.
bitching and moaning about
No, but if
transfer
we don't
window.
win the, by the way, after the transfer window, I'll tell you if we're gonna win the league or not. I'm not even gonna wait. Like that's the thing.
Please do. Because if
And-
you
and
say you're
here's
going to
the
win the
thing.
league, you won't win it
People-
'cause you get it
people-
wrong every time.
Bro, listen. Once again, when Matisse said Chelsea aren't the 12th worst team in this league, none of you said nothing. You are flawless. None of you said anything. 'Cause
Okay.
you're like,
Yeah,
okay,
because they don't believe that Chelsea are going to be worse than Brentford in general.
okay,
And
perfect.
two, I was letting him. And
Perfect. No problem.
But fine. You carry on with your.
Perfect.
Right,
No,
this
but I'm
thing.
gonna
Hold on.
carry on. No, there's no
Don't do
hold
that,
on.
Hassan.
There's no
Don't
carry on.
do that. I was
No, no,
letting
I'm
him
gonna
finish
carry
as
on.
well. I'm not interrupting.
An
I didn't
Ivan
wanna
Toney
interrupt
that's
him.
banned
Okay,
until
okay, thank you,
January.
Flawless.
Excuse me for
Okay.
thinking my team will be ahead of that.
Matisse
next
has
season.
never cried this much on a stream.
No, I just don't like. I don't like
Even
you.
if we
You're
use,
not-
okay, no problem.
You're not gonna get
Okay,
away with this.
Matisse, chill.
Can't get
Even if
away
I
with
use
this.
your logic,
I'm
I'm
pressing
not
you.
I'm not the 5th worst team in this league. Am I
Okay.
worse than
But I
Newcastle?
didn't. But that doesn't mean
I'm
title.
worse than
That doesn't mean you're
United.
gonna.
Am I worse
That doesn't
than
mean you're gonna
Arsenal?
win the title.
Yes, you are worse than those
Okay, but
teams.
here's the thing.
Yes, you are.
This is the point that you're missing. I have seen already signs this season with these last 7-8 games that we are capable of turning it back on. We know, and no, but there is no it's the truth. Oh, I think we're only the 3rd club in this league to win like 8 in a row.
Out of
After
all
Arsenal.
competitions, has gassed
It
you.
was under
Carry
no.
on.
It was under no. You was under no
Under
pressure.
no
So,
pressure.
to answer your
Under no
question, yes,
No
are you-
problem,
at
I agree.
at
No-
Liverpool-
no
at Liverpool-
midweek games.
As
Ah.
constructed right now, at Liverpool worse than Manchester United. Yes, as
they're
constructed
not.
right now. Yes,
No,
they are. Yes.
This is
So
sad.
why are you behind us then?
We have the better manager. We've got
So
the
why are
better.
you behind us?
You see
got
Man
the
United's
better
injury.
man.
Hold on. You see Man United's injuries.
So
recently,
why are you
by the
back?
way,
So
as
why
well.
are you
I've seen
behind
our
us then?
injuries.
His analysis is so skewed. Brighton are
so-
about to lose
Not skewed
McAllister
at
and
all.
Caicedo.
So how-
He doesn't
this-
want to
this-
talk about
wait,
that.
wait, this is
But
how
I
far-
can't think my team
Matisse,
can finish
Matisse,
ahead
let
of
me
that
go
team
here.
that's going
This
to
is
lose
how
their two
far
midfielders.
behind you
Better
lot.
manager,
Wait,
better
wait,
starting 11.
Hey,
Foolish.
hold up. The fact that you lot won 7 games in a row and are still behind us shows how much better we've been than you this season. You won 7 games in a row and you're still behind.
You know what? Your problem is flawless. You always
on.
answer shit I never said. You said better.
You just
than
said you're
us
better than
next
us. You just said better. You said you're better.
Okay,
than
you
us.
are better than me this season. What does that have to do with better
cool.
overall that I'm speaking about?
So it don't matter. Then that's an empty statement. Then who cares about being
No,
better?
that's not an
overall?
empty statement. I'll tell you why it's not an empty statement. It'll be an
It's an
empty statement if Husam said Man United don't don't deserve to finish above Liverpool. That's when it's empty. But if I'm talking about the future, if I'm talking about the future, by definition, it can't be an empty statement. Because there is an empty
statement. Man said win the league.
Tell you why.
You could have just said compete. If
win
you
the
just
league,
said compete, we would have just been like, all right. Man
Liverpool
said
Football Club
just
get this summer
disrespected
right.
Man City, just like
Liverpool Football
That's
Club.
a big if, though.
You all cry as much as you want.
But if there's a lot of ifs in this. Remember when you said
there's no ifs? I just said one.
Don't put all the transfer window in one. Do it by position.
You put it all in one.
No, I didn't. I said loads of ifs,
and
then you called me out. Now you're trying to say the transfer window is one if. No. The ifs are
I counted
one
it
midfielder,
one if for you too.
one midfielder, two midfielder, three midfielder, one centre back.
No.
Yeah, that's the ifs.
Don't change it because I put it one if for you too. The other ifs was adaptation, new manager, if we trim the squad right. Those are all.
It doesn't matter. You're still facing us. It doesn't matter.
How many players do you need? How many players do you need?
And that brings me to my second point. He's saying facing us. We all have all seen teams who have done back-to-back league titles. Pep Guardiola has said it himself already. When it comes to that entire situation, that fourth year, it's going to be difficult convincing players
so
that
third year, bro.
As good as the first three. See, this is the problem, right? This is the worst part about Better than North. No one lets anyone speak. They just they interrupt me every 3 words and they expect to understand what I'm saying.
Carry on talking.
And then,
you just changed your own direction.
Can I just say, me and Daps are pretty calm most weeks, and it's usually
Can I be uninterrupted for 45 seconds?
Well, because me and Daps want to say something this week now, Husam wants to take a little piss in his sock.
No, but you just stopped yourself there. Husam, you just stopped yourself there.
We're having one of those weeks. Can we not have a week where we combat you and fight you? Huh? Usually me and Daps are sitting in the quiet corner for 15 minutes not speaking. Now you want to...
Can I just have fucking 2 minutes?
When was the last time you had a quiet week? When was the last time you shot?
Okay. Matisse, chill.
Every week you want to do a madness, chat shit. And then you want us to be quiet. You have never had a quiet show since we started. This is game week 37. You have never shut up. Never.
Look at him.
And you want me to be quiet. Shut up.
I want you to be quiet for 2 minutes. Every single one of you, this is what you're doing. You and Daps and Flawless. Husam made a statement. Liverpool going to win the league next season. Let me explain and fight me after I'm done. But until you get the idea, you won't understand.
Go on, land fam. Go on.
Yeah, it's just fight me after. I promise.
Thank you.
No, I'm not going to explain in full screen. I promise I'm not going to speak. No, you're taking the piss. I'm not going to do it. No, I'm not going to do it.
Have you taken the piss?
Go on.
It's better to clip.
Okay, now I said Liverpool going to win the league next season if we get the summer right. Let me explain and then fight me. So now we've got the manager. We've got the squad already. We've got the starting 11, the spine, the world-class spine. I'd call it in any team. So now, when I say if we get the summer right, I'm not even talking about money spent. I'm just talking about profiles. The profiles need to be right. The ball carrier, the defensive guy, the final third guy, boom, done. That's it. So I do trust that we're going to get the summer right because there's already reports on it and people have spoken on it. Journalists, I'm not talking about me. Journalists have spoken on it. And when it comes to next season as well, because we are in Europa League, having known Jurgen Klopp is not going to take the Europa League seriously. Absolutely not.
Yes,
I'm not going to see any starting 11 players on Thursday nights, maybe until we even get to the round of 16, maybe quarterfinals. So I know for a fact I'm about to see Bajcetic, I'm about to see Henderson, I'm about to see Calvin Ramsey, I'm about to see Nat Phillips, all these guys. So it's going to be 100% seriously focused on the Premier League. Now, this season, despite how horrible we have been, and we've been absolutely horrible, and the teams that finished above us deserve to finish above us and have been better than us this season, overall, they're not better than us due to the world-class players we have, due to the manager we have. And over these last 7-8 games, even though it is a small sample size, it shows me that Liverpool can turn it on. Now, if we go into
turn it back off as well, by the way.
If we go into this next season with the same exact squad, we're not turning it on. So this is why the transfer window is the important and only caveat. Because all I'm saying is, and this is what I've been saying all year long, our attack gets more chances with a competent midfield. Our defense has to defend less with a competent midfield. So there's the reports coming out of tier A journalists is Liverpool are looking at signing 3 midfielders and a centre back. And if that happens, I see us lifting the English Premier League because City are going to fall off.
Of course we are.
When I say fall off, when I say fall off, I do not mean fall off. I mean drop off a little bit. So they'll go from 96 points to like 80 points, 82 points, 83 points.
That's a big drop off. Whoa. You've just said from 96 to 80. That's a big drop off, bro.
No, that's not a big drop off. A big drop off is
16 points.
That's a fucking huge
to us.
drop
That's a huge drop off.
A big drop off is going from 97 points to 67 like us. That's a big drop off.
This guy, he's 81 points. You just said 90, mid-90s to 80 is not a big drop off.
It's not a big
Okay,
drop
that's
off.
5. That's literally 5 games.
Look
at these guys. Look at these guys shouting. That's literally 5 games.
No, that's turning.
That's 5 different games.
Hold on, Husam. It's 5 games, but if you look at Manchester, hold on. You say it's 5 games. That's it. No problem. But you're saying Manchester City, who predominantly win most of their games, are going to go, no, we're not only going to not win 5 of our games, we're going to actually not draw them either. We're going to lose them all, right? Bro, that's a very, very big drop-off. When did City last do that? When did City last do that?
Can I go through this? I'm going to go through this stats right now.
When we won the league, how many points did you have?
Hold on, 17-18, Man City, 100 points. 18-19, Man City, 98 points. 19-20, this is the drop-off. Man City, 81 points.
That's what I'm saying.
20-21, 86 points. 22, 93 points. And 23, 90-something points. So they've only done this 80 that you're talking about once in the last 6 years. And you want to say that they're going to do that, like, they're going to do that.
What happened in that once in 6 years? What happened that year? Who won the league?
You, in COVID.
Okay, and let me tell you, in COVID was actually the following year when City beat United to the league. Here's the thing, Mr. Matisse, my brother. If I was in Arsenal's position this season, I'm sat here Premier League winner. You know that already.
Why would they drop off next year with Hairline anyway?
I'll tell you why they'll drop off. It's a fantastic question. Pep himself has spoken on this. If you guys actually allowed me to fucking speak. Pep already has spoken on it. Pep has spoken on it. He's used the caviar example. He said
that before and we still said you can't.
But you see what do you know what your problem is?
I'm trying to say what
Do you know what your problem is? Do you know what your problem is? You ordered the planes to fly FSG out. So why are you telling me that you can have the perfect summer with FSG? That makes no sense by definition. Why were you calling for them to be out? Why were you calling for them to be out?
Here's what I say to this.
So why did you call them to be out? Why was you dressing up for new owners if you're going to have a perfect summer?
Yeah. Matisse,
I'm Arab. I can wear that whenever I want.
The crazy part is that he said if they
have you're going to say cultural appropriation?
No. Hold up. He said wait. Because Sam said
I'm Arab, brother.
Sam said if Liverpool, he said if Liverpool have a great window, if Liverpool have a great window, which includes the 3 central midfielders, the 1 central defender. But what's crazy is you said this is from credible journalists, correct? These are the same credible journalists who were talking about Jude Bellingham. So when are you going to learn your lesson with this? These are the same credible journalists who are talking about you lot getting taken over by Qatari. These are the same credible journalists that's out. It's the same. No, it's correct. But they was talking about it and people was using it, not necessarily you. So I'm not even talking directly at you, but how many times do these credible journalists have to say things about your football club and you come to Battle of the North and talk about this and say, yeah, because credible journalists said X, Y, and Z. Not only is it near on impossible to have a perfect transfer window, number one. Number two, you're relying on the same journalists who literally just did this with Jude Bellingham. So when I say emotions clouding logic, when are you going to learn that not to take what they say as gospel? How many times you have to get burnt by the fire before you stop putting your hand in the fire? How many times you just going to continue to get burnt?
You keep saying emotion clouding logic. Me and you are 180 degrees, you know? Facts. When it comes to this emotional shit. Like, I'm just emotionally invested to the umpteenth degree, and you're just sat back like, oh, calm and collected. I'm not calm and collected. At all. I'm crazy. You know? So that's me.
Yes. That's the weirdest thing you've ever said on this show.
So now the thing is with Bellingham. What did they do with Bellingham? They reported the Bellingham transfer, which everyone on earth thought was going to happen. And what?
No, we
You know, I
didn't.
don't
No, we
know.
didn't. That
No,
was
we
you.
didn't.
You
was
thought it was
you.
gonna
It
happen.
was
You.
It was
now-
You.
Okay, so now, ladies and gentlemen, this is how we catch them. Apparently, it's just Husam who thought Bellingham's going to
No, just
Listen,
Husam.
you
Husam.
are
No, just
you-
Liverpool
your
fan base.
Your fan
No,
base.
it's not even just the Liverpool fan base. I spoke
not
to
us.
multiple different fan bases who said Bellingham's going to go
Other
to
fan
Liverpool.
bases then, and they're full of
because
shit.
your fan base gassed them up.
No,
thinking
even
it was
like
gonna happen.
United fans, City fans.
Yeah,
everything.
but they don't
No,
know
City
because
fans
you guys,
didn't, bro. City fans never did.
People have
you
shared
guys
that
lied to
opinion.
them because you
Yeah,
lied to
cool.
them. That's
And
why.
that's-
you know,
And by the way,
And that's
those
foolish.
You said it was
credible
done.
journalists that you speak on, those credible journalists that you speak on regarding the Bellingham and stuff, what they reported was not false. What they
you
reported
said
was
it was
true.
done.
But here's where we fucked up.
No,
Where
it
we
was
fucked up is not even just the money thing. I think we went to the season thinking, let's run it back and we're just gonna go get Bellingham and we're good to go. So I don't think we anticipated this season being as bad as it is right now. No, I don't think anyone anticipated, by the way, like us being bad as we are right now. So like they thought Bellingham could just be the final piece, but right now it's totally different because they know we need quality and quantity, which is why Milner's gone, Ox has gone, Keita's gone.
You knew this at the start of the season.
and that's why Jones is
You-
coming through.
wait,
hard.
wait,
I
wait,
did,
Sam,
but I'm not
you
a
did it.
decision maker at the club.
No, you're not a decision maker. So why did you not see a drop off coming when you knew you needed so much?
Yeah, but I'm not a decision maker.
No. I'm not saying you're a decision maker.
Still had
you
them to
knew
finish
Husam.
second.
You still had yourself finishing second and challenging.
He's doing
for
it again
title,
next
and you know
season.
you need-
No,
and
no,
you know you
100%.
needed all this.
Yeah,
Well,
he's doing
well,
it
you
again.
needed
And
this.
he's doing it
I
again.
You
I
hasn't
predicted
your
us
fan base
to not
on
win
this.
the league,
Yeah,
and I
you felt
predicted
comfortable
that we
second.
wouldn't win. I actually predicted.
You said that you'd win a trophy.
At the
Yeah.
start, yeah, I actually predicted at the start of the season. I thought we'd win like one domestic cup,
Mm.
but the thing is, when it comes to Liverpool, I don't think anyone, probably in even non-Liverpool, predicted the drop off to be this bad. Like
No,
people,
I-
if I spoke to any Premier League fan and I went like, give me your top four, every single one of them would have had Liverpool in the top four.
Right.
So this is
Yes.
like like this drop off is not anticipated, which is why I'm not looking at it.
Is that not the
as a
same with
standout.
Chelsea? That logic?
Yeah.
Yes.
Perfect. I'm not looking at it as a standout season. I'm actually going to use Chelsea as an example.
Oh.
Chelsea won the league post and pre that whole they finished 10th year. So like that them finishing 10th was not an indication of what Chelsea are truly capable of. Us finishing 5th is not the indication of what we're capable of, but where we deserve to be based on our performances. Now, all I'm saying is competent midfield and the summer that's been reported, and boom. Now, as to when it comes to Matisse's questions on FSG out, the reason why FSG are going to have to spend is because their pockets are hurt. Go look at when the Cronkies spent the most money. Ask Flawless right now when the Glazers spent the most money, when top four ain't there.
Top four. Yeah.
Exactly.
Mhm.
You know why? Because their pockets are hurt. Because that Champions League 150 million, they want to bag that. Because they don't have that, now they have to spend money to get back in there. So that's the thing. Like, this is the similarity with all American owners. Cronkies, Glazers, FSG, they spend money when they're outside top four. Like, if I finish 5th, I know I'm going to spend money because they're going to try get me back to the top four. I'm worried more. The reason why I'm FSG out is the lack of ambition and the sustained spending at the top. So, yeah, that's it. But we
I
are
don't
going to win the league if we get the summer right. And inshallah, first
that's a big
show
if.
before the season starts, I will officially say it, whether we win the league or not.
You know, that's crazy that you even
Alright.
talk about that. But yeah, we
It's
knew.
crazy that you're talking
Hey,
about
I'm
it.
crazy,
Yeah.
Flawless. It happens.
Wild.
That is facts. Yeah, that is facts. That's
Anyway.
I'd rather be like this and live the moment than be,
Yeah.
you know, all the time. Just I'm very level-headed. But this is why I got onto you for the Arsenal thing earlier, because I just felt like 50 points
Well-
out of 57, they're allowed to be emotional, man.
Okay, and they can be. Like I keep saying to you, you can be emotional, but then when you're wrong, you are going to get dunked on. Who was right?
But they
was
enjoyed the
right.
moment.
And they enjoyed the moment. Cool.
Yeah, so-
Are they enjoying the moment? Enjoy
If
the
they were
moment.
miserable
Just-
throughout, they
just-
wouldn't have
just-
even enjoyed
just-
the
but
moment.
again, it's not being no, don't do that. It's not being miserable without if you called it correct. So Arsenal fans who thought they wouldn't win the league, they weren't miserable throughout. They enjoyed the moment, but they was right in the ending.
But how can you
They was
enjoy
right.
the moment if you predict a sad ending?
You know what I'm saying? Because you know what's gonna happen, because you can be living in the moment right there and then. Of course you can.
I don't think that's
Again,
right.
you just want you like the thing is, don't like I'm emotionally invested in my team, but I can still look at it from a level-headed perspective. You can be two things at once. It's not an excuse to
can
be
I.
emotional and be silly. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm saying in general, this whole thing about because it's your team and you support red. I've been supporting my club longer than you've been supporting yours, so I'm fully aware. I'm even more invested than you are because I've had more years doing it. Like I've seen the triumphs, I've seen the heartbreaks as well. So let's not do this. But if you are
What heartbreak have
emotionally
you seen in your
invested,
life when it comes to
say that
United?
again.
What
many
heartbreak?
times, you know what I'm
Finishing
saying?
6th?
Say that again? No. When we were good, you know what I'm saying? Finishing 6 is light. You know what I'm saying? It's not. It's worse falling off. When
you mean like when
capable.
Arsenal chased you down?
I think the Aguero moment.
Yeah, it's worse. It's worse for me.
That
This is just
Aguero
me
moment
talking
I
to me.
celebrated, man.
Yeah, it's just for me. It's worse not reaching.
Back in the day, no one used to hate City. No one.
Yeah, but of course, success breeds hate. Of course.
And by the way, Matisse, we're gonna have to have this conversation now about this whole, no one cares about City, no one, blah blah blah. If they win the league next season, they're now on double-digit league titles.
Oh, everybody's gonna care. Everybody's gonna care.
Oh, this is the thing. So this whole no one cares about City.
But everybody's gonna care. But they're still.
It was cute 5 years ago.
It was cute, but they're not gonna be ranked higher for me than Arsenal, than Man United, than Liverpool. In terms of, I'm not gonna want City.
How about Chelsea?
I'm not gonna. No. I'm not. I want Chelsea to win the league. That's my primary objective. But if I'm talking about who I would prefer to not win it, I'm not going to have City above Man United, Arsenal, or Liverpool. I'm always going to prefer, until the day I die, I'm always going to prefer Man City to win it over those clubs. If I have to pick, I'm never going to pick Liverpool over City. I'm never going to pick Arsenal over City.
That's your problem.
Over City. It's not my problem. That is rivalry. You don't have the same experience of rivalry.
Okay, let me tell you,
you need to understand that. That's what you need to understand.
Okay, Matisse, you're missing my point. Arsenal and Spurs, I understand. They're your biggest rivals. You hate them, blah, blah, blah.
You don't get the rivalry between Chelsea and Man United.
I wouldn't expect you to say Arsenal over City.
Yeah,
never.
I would
never. It's not just about geographics. It's not just about
Okay, just chill.
So
the thing is for me, Matisse, the thing is for me, Matisse, we keep saying this thing about City is like, if City go up against anyone, I prefer City to win. Yes. Up until now, if they win it next season, they're on 10 prems. And then suddenly, but you say you don't care. But then
listen, I don't want them to do it. Don't get me wrong.
But then that means they're bigger than Chelsea.
Listen, we're gonna have to hold that. Pep is here, bro.
So how are you just supporting them then?
No, bro, I'm not supporting. You're not understanding. You're not confusing.
The lesser of two evils is what you're saying.
I'm not supporting City. When City won the league on Sunday, I was pissed. When I was
City are about to become big evil.
To me.
You guys are going to wake up one day.
Bro, you need to understand. When I was watching City win the league, when I was watching them lift it, I wasn't happy. I wasn't like, yeah. I was not happy. However, the levels of unhappiness are higher if Arsenal are doing it, if United are doing it, if Liverpool are doing it. So City are the lesser of two evils, because at least with City, I can relate to them, because the money's come in and they get the same kind of slander we used to get. So it's not me supporting City. It's me tolerating City. Hold on. I have to, because I'd be a hypocrite to not tolerate City.
But Matisse, can I ask you a question? Matisse, with the Arsenal one, right? I presume the Arsenal one is because that one is a bit more geographic. Yeah. And let me, because at the moment, the fact is, the one thing that I always say this, and when Arsenal fans put themselves at the table with Liverpool and Man United, it always pisses me off, because I say, no. Right now, where we stand, because we have not won one yet, when it comes to Champions League, I know myself, yeah? I'll go, nah, we can't even begin to compare with Liverpool or Man United and even Chelsea, because Chelsea have won 2 of them, yeah? So I'll go Champions League, whereas Arsenal fans will put themselves at a table alongside Liverpool and Manchester United, where the fact of the matter is, Arsenal have never won a Champions League. They've been to one final in their whole history, right? If Arsenal had if once Man City have a Champions League, Matisse, for you as a Chelsea fan, does that then make it a bit more? Because, like, hold on, the one thing you don't have, you still can come to the Etihad and sing Champions of Europe. You'll never sing that now.
Yeah.
Right. So when we win that, all of a sudden it's like, oh, hold on, you know what? We now have bragging rights over Arsenal that we don't have over City. So I mean,
our European pedigree is still better than yours, because we won 2 Europeans and two Champions
it still is. It is now, and it will be next season. I agree with you.
We can't say that to you anymore. And you winning the Champions League, I've always said, will change the landscape of the way you guys are viewed. And when you feel that, you're gonna. And I've always said, people don't rate the Champions League high enough because they've not won it. And when they win it, they're going to understand. However, I will always be able to say this shamelessly. If Man City do mad things in the next 10, 15 years and they win titles and they win Champions Leagues, I'm always going to be able to sit there and say, do you know what? I'm not going to lie to you. I don't like it, but that's none of my business. Man United, that's your city. That's your Manchester. Yeah. I went there on Friday. I went to Old Trafford. I got the train to the Etihad. I've seen the city. That's your problem. You see London? That's my problem. I'm policing that area.
You just told me it's not about geographics.
No. Listen. Understand this. Man City, because Man City have never been our rival, Husam. Like Man United, that goes back to title
Matisse, at which
races,
stage will you
Moscow.
turn?
Bro, I'm telling you, they can't rank higher than these teams, bro. Even Liverpool. Listen to me. When I speak to you, do you remember the Liverpool-Chelsea rivalry? Do you remember that?
Of course I do. I see you
Right
fighting in
then.
the comments.
Right then. And have you been to Liverpool-Chelsea games? Have you seen the fans going at each other and cussing?
Yeah,
and...
I remember.
He's saying
it,
it's,
yeah.
he's saying it's heated,
bro. That's
it's
always heated.
Yeah.
It's always going to be like that.
Yeah.
It's never going to change.
Okay, let me make a statement that will make you.
One of you man will have to get relegated for me to stop. Like,
okay,
No,
let me
I will never stop. I need you, man.
make a statement. Make a statement that's gonna make you very
really
question
irrelevant.
everything you just said. If Chelsea and City are in a title race next season, I want Chelsea to win.
All right, that's your business, isn't it?
I want anyone to win against Man City, not called Man United, because Man United are my biggest rival. That is like the team I hate. So
why do you want me to hate City so bad? Is it because they
I don't want you to
pain
hate City.
and you want that pain to come to me?
No, it's not.
I didn't get 97 points. That's your beef.
It's not even a hate thing. You're missing the point. I've explained it to you. The thing is, like, we keep saying, like, this whole thing, oh, no one cares about City, blah, blah, blah. It's cute now, you know, but suddenly when they're on 13, 14 titles, they've got a Champions League or two, suddenly this whole conversation has changed. Suddenly City are sitting at that table. Suddenly you develop an extra level of hatred for them. So this is the thing. We keep saying this shit right now, but it comes a point in time where you just have to go like, okay, they're actually winning too much now for you to just sit back and go like, because here's the thing, they've just done the three-peat. You know, they've already have an FA Cup in the bag. So now if they beat Inter, they're going to do the treble. That's another thing. So like, they're just sat here adding to their resume while we're all sitting here going like, oh, no one gives a fuck about this.
It's also the pace we're I said this to someone the other day. That I think if you were to look at the pace that we're adding, and that's the thing, that you're right, that I get it right now. And that Umar, who just commented saying Daps acting like City have won a Champions League, I literally started saying I know myself when it comes to Champions Leagues. Yeah, we can't talk to Man United. We can't talk to Liverpool. We can't talk to Forest and Villa when it comes to Champions Leagues at the moment. I get that. But what I'm saying is once we have a Champions League, all of a sudden it's like, that one bragging right we had over City has disappeared for Chelsea.
Exactly.
And it's the speed we're getting them because they're adding up very quickly. It's very rare that we do a one trophy season.
You can't, let me do this. Everybody is a product of their own environment. Let me explain this, right? You cannot change where people grew up and how they grew up and what they experienced and what formed and shaped them. If I was born now and my team was going up against City, or I was a Liverpool fan in my teenage years and it was going to school, City fans, there's a bigger fan base now and they're 97 points, title races, maybe I would hate City. But I was born in the Ferguson, Wenger era. Yeah, not born, but I was coming up through that era in terms of football. Like that's when I started getting into those arguments at school. Same with Liverpool, right? Rafa Benitez, Jose Mourinho. That is what has shaped my footballing development. So I'm not going to be able to move from that now. It's like saying to someone, oh, you grew up in Croydon. Why don't you now hate Neasden? Like, bro, I don't have no business in Neasden. I'm from Croydon. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, my beef is with Bromley. My beef is with Lewisham. Why are you telling me about Neasden? I'm not from Northwest. That is basically what you're doing. You're asking us, why am I not beefing Manchester United's noisy neighbours when I've got plenty of fucking rivals already? I've got enough. I've got like 4 people I don't like. How many more do you want?
Do you think I like Chelsea based on my
the way you're moving is like, yeah.
Okay, based on how I've spoken to you this season, do you think Chelsea is a club I hate?
Yeah, but bro, you can only have so much hate in your heart, bro.
No, but I swear. By the way, I've actually, there was actually a Chelsea.
Unless
fan
you're heartless.
There was actually a forget me as a Liverpool fan. There was actually a Chelsea fan who explained this entire principle that I'm saying on Spaces, and people just sat back and start.
Good old trusted Spaces.
Hey, chill. Just because I say Spaces, you met me on Spaces, so I wouldn't be here about Spaces. So it's all Spaces.
Fuck them Spaces.
Husam 6 was born on Spaces, motherfucker.
Oh, was that your environment?
Yeah,
was that your environment?
I was born in the hood.
Hold on a second. I think we got him. I think we got him. Was that your environment?
I hate Chelsea. I grew up on the Rafa Mourinho beef. I hate Jose Mourinho. Every time I see, now it's a lot more calm because he dropped off a little bit. And when I see him with Roma, I'm like, man, he's a serial winner. And I love it, like right now. But 10 years, like I just cannot stand Jose Mourinho. If Chelsea was in a title race with City, I don't have a beef with City. I have a beef with you. I hate you. I don't hate City. All I'm saying is,
but you should have a beef with City.
There is a
club
club
team
right
that have
now.
Stopped you in your lifetime City is the team that stopped you from being super dominant. So it is, I get it, but especially like this.
But it's not like the Chelsea beef, though. That's
No,
different.
but bro, we really have. Right. Have Chelsea stopped you from doing what you want more than City have?
Chelsea have stopped Steven Gerrard from winning a league title, which is worse than anyone can do anything. And Chelsea have eliminated me from the Champions League. And me and Chelsea.
But yeah, you want me to win the league next year?
Perfect. Okay, see, this is the caveat. So if City and Chelsea are in a title race next season, the reason I want Chelsea to win is Daps already mentioned it. The pace at which City is winning shit, you guys, no one's realizing this. 5 years from now, we could be sat here with them on 14 leagues, bro. We could be sat with them on 14 leagues, 2 Champions Leagues. Then you're talking about, oh, they're not on the Liverpool Man United table. Suddenly they are. So, like, all this, like, prevention is better than cure. Instead of me waiting for them to get to that level and then say fuck City, I'm saying fuck City from now. Like, I'm just saying, you know, I would, if as long as it's not Man United, I'd want anyone else to win the league because they're just winning it at such a high, rapid pace. They're just winning trophy after trophy after trophy after trophy. And you're sat here going like, if Liverpool were against City next season, okay, so since me and you don't sit on the same table anyway, and I've got 20 league titles and 6 Champions Leagues, and we're on a different table, Matisse, theoretically speaking,
I don't like you.
Okay, no problem. No problem. Theoretically speaking, it would mean less to Chelsea if Liverpool added a league title than if City adds a league title. Because City would become a bigger club than you.
Lot more unbearable.
City would become a bigger club than you,
bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. I have already deeped it.
I'm not asking you to like.
Man City have Pep. My team, as you just said, are in their development phase. No, I'm not. I already know Man City are going to have more titles than us. It's up to us to fix up and step up our game and try and catch them. But at this current moment, when Pep is in charge, if you don't understand the situation, then you're in delusional land. Pep is going to win more titles and Man City are going to continue to win more trophies. If you're not understanding that, then that's a bad situation to be in because that's reality. That's reality. And at the end of the day, it's not going to hit. It's just not going to hit the same. It's not going to hit.
Do you know, it's mad. Liverpool have won 1 Premier League in Husam's lifetime. City have won 5 in the last 6.
Bro,
and you don't care about us.
If someone stops Man City next year, they're going to go and maybe do it the year after. Like that, I'm not going to lie to you. You have to. That's reality. That's reality. It's sad, but that's reality. If you don't like it, you're going to have to go to another league. This is just real. Is anybody anybody in here, in this chat or in this panel, going to tell me that City are not going to win minimum 2 out of the next 4 league titles?
Nope.
Right. Well, then what we crying for?
With that, there's so many variables. Like one thing I do agree with Husam on is in terms of like transfer windows, like how teams can change in one window.
Yeah, but
like,
City don't rest. They don't rest.
City are going to be a problem. Like City, this is now their era of dominance, so they are going to be in the conversation without doubt. It's going to be City and whoever. Or Manchester City, unfortunately, as much as it pays me to admit it, are going to be there. So it's City and whoever else. Maybe another one might join, but it'll be City and. So we'll see in the window. We'll see. But yeah, fuck all that up, isn't it?
But anyway, let's go to Manchester United because you guys have got top 4 and Liverpool's head top. What's your expectations going for next season, Flawless?
Solely again, what I was just talking about solely depends on the window. Like the sale of our club that affects our short-term and medium future in terms of what we can do not only next season and 2 seasons, but 5-10 years from now. If we do get Sheikh Jassim, then we can go back to try. Then we actually have an owner and a possible platform to go and compete for major trophies. If the Glazers stay, or it is Jim Ratcliffe, then our ceiling is this season in terms of we're no longer capable of going to compete for Premier Leagues and Champions Leagues. It's FA Cups, League Cups, Europa Leagues, fighting for top 4. So that's what. So my expectation will solely depend on not only who's the owner, but then the window we have. If we do get the owner, if we get the correct owner in, which to me is Sheikh Jassim, and we have a great window, then I'll be expecting, like I said, and have a great window title challenge, 100%. I'm saying I'm not saying to go win it, but I'm saying be in the conversation. Because there was points this season where people was talking about it, and we fell short, we fell away because our team is nowhere near good enough. So if you add to the quality in our side, I expect better Bear in mind, we're fourth. We could still finish third. Everyone's all of a sudden quiet about that whole top 4 conversation. And I say this to Manchester United fans all the time. Don't let rival fans gas you up and be over theatrical in regards to us not finishing in the top 4. Or anytime we have a bad result, anytime we draw or anytime we lose, the sky's falling. You know what I'm saying? It's always the sky's falling. It's terrible. Bear in mind, losing those 2 games that's the first time since the opening day of the season we've lost 2 games in a row. I never thought at game week 37 I'd be saying that type of shit because my expectations for this team were so low, especially after what happened last season. So yeah, man, I'm looking forward to next season, which I can't believe I'm saying because it's the first season in a long time where I'm like, yeah, I'm looking, and I've been actually looking forward to games. Yes, we have the FA Cup final still to look forward to as well. And in regards to games and results, even our away form is nowhere near as bad as people have made out. Our away form against top sides in particular has been bad. Yes. But overall, it's a bit, no, we have the 5th best away record. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it is. That's why we're in a top 4 battle. Because our home form, if we do beat you lot and beat Fulham, would be the 2nd best in the league, which is an incredible platform. We saw it at home. So kick on, sort out home, sort out the away form, pick up more points, and then all of a sudden, like I said, we're closer to the top of the table. Am I going to say we're going to win the league? No, because that's too big of a jump. But be in a conversation, of course, win trophies as well. And the football's been looking better. We've played mixed this season. That's what I like. In regards to there's times where we've been defensive and hit on the counter, and there's times where we've been more dominant on the ball. Like against Bournemouth, for instance, in that game, that's the most I've seen us win the ball back in the opposition's half in a long time. Like, we suffocated them, in particular in the first half. We suffocated them. There's so many points in the game where everybody bar de Gea was in the Bournemouth half. And it happened the same against Wolves as well. So I'm like, all right, I'm liking what I'm seeing. Do we need better quality? Yes. So that's why when people criticize the attackers and say, oh, the attackers letting down the manager, or no, they're just not that good. You know what I'm saying, and we've been short all season, but this is nothing new. We don't get to game week 37 and realize, right, such and such isn't good enough. We've been playing the majority of the season without a striker. We all know this. Bruno, I've been very critical of him on this show. Not good enough. Rashford had a very, very good season. Anthony, first season in. We need an upgrade on Eriksen. So that's just the midfield. Never mind the goalkeeper. We've been linked with Kim Min-jae, which I do like as well. But of course, Manchester United are going to get linked with everybody because that's just typical Manchester United. But yeah, I'm liking how we look. And I think Ten Hag will be better next season because he would have learned this season as well. He's not perfect. So he'll learn in terms of, in particular, I'm looking to see how he sets up when we go away to the Etihad or we go away to Anfield in these tough places. Like, be more defensive. Like, I've watched Sir Alex Ferguson do that. Go stink up the gym. Like, there's nothing wrong with going in there and playing we don't have these players, but a Phil Neville, a Pat G Sung, a John O'Shea. I've watched man do this. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I want to, and in the final, hopefully that's the play. When we beat City at home, that's what he did. He played 3 central midfielders and he played Bruno from the right. That should be the play. But yeah, man, overall, no complaints. And this season has exceeded all my expectations. Massive. Minus the Europa League. That's the only black mark I'm looking at and going, Ten Hag, the players you lot fucked up. But 2 domestic cup finals, winning 1, and top 4, which I didn't expect. So when I say top 4, it's not Champions League. It's just we should bare minimum be one of the best 4 teams in the country. That's the bare minimum. I'm never celebrate. I've never jumped up and down for Champions League. Plus, it'll be good to be back in the Champions League as well with a manager who's had success there as well, because he's been to a semi-final with a side that shouldn't have got to a semi-final. Yeah, he's had success getting to a semi-final for Ajax. Is success, yes. That's success.
You disagree with some?
No, getting to a semi-final is not success.
No, for Ajax and Ten Hag, yes, it is. That is success.
Ajax are previous Champions League winners.
No. When's that? That's success for them, but I'm going to be different. Same way for Inter Milan.
The way he did is not success.
No. I never said that. Getting like the same way Inter Milan getting to a semi-final this season is success for them because they weren't expected to be there. That's success for them. Of course it is.
No, it's not.
All right, cool. Well,
and I just explained to you why. Because you
forgot. Well, we'll agree to. You know what? I don't care. We'll agree to disagree. No, but you forgot
I
don't care, son.
The way they look
what a great way
I don't care.
They should have been in that final.
All right, cool. That's what cool.
Listen, you can cool all you want.
He said, no, I'm not doing
they
it.
They were 2-0 up against
today, not today.
He
said, not today.
I'm not going
not today, dog.
He is Pep's assistant,
so
it's not for him to bottom.
Not today.
I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I don't care.
I said, not today.
Yeah. Like Ajax, like, you know what I'm saying? Ajax getting, or Inter Milan or AC Milan with their squads. If a squad that's that's not one of the top 4 or 5 teams gets to a Champions League semi-final or final, that's success for them. Like going to Real Madrid and beating Real Madrid as Ajax is success. I'm not saying we're gonna go and win it. I'm just saying we have a manager who's been successful in that period. That's all.
All right, well, listen, I'm going to go
I'm
through
saying if you're 2-0 up against Spurs, 10
All right,
minutes to go, you should be in the final.
Cool.
No, but you cannot say I don't care what you say.
I don't care.
what you say.
Yes, I can say I don't care what I get.
Okay, I don't care what you
Yes,
say.
I can.
I don't care what you say. I'm still gonna say my opinion.
Cool and state it. I just don't have
Okay,
to
I'm
listen
gonna
or
say
care
my
about
opinion
it.
then.
Cool,
You don't
say
have
your
to be a
opinion.
little boy about
Go
it.
and say
Like,
your
chill.
opinion in it. Now you don't
I
like
can
it.
say
I'm
my
just gonna
opinion,
state
bro.
it. You can state it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, no
Go on,
problem.
state it.
Anyway, success, of course, them beating Real Madrid was impressive. Them getting to that stage is impressive. But given the context, the way that they were up against Tottenham Hotspur, they should have been in that final. The way that they lost to Tottenham is the part that makes it not a success. It's the manner at which they lost, the Lucas Moura hat-trick in the last 50 minutes. That's the problem for me. Yeah, that's it. Done.
All right, well, I'm going to go through the super chats before you two get into an argument. Big up, lads. Hope you're good. Blue Moon Baby Arsenal. Big up.
He's a Spurs fan, by the way, Josh. Big up, Josh, man.
Oh, is he? Oh, okay, I didn't know.
Yeah,
Love
Josh.
Husam, you want to read this one out?
Forza Inter in Arabic. Big up Sultan, man. Forza Inter.
Mad. Is that who you're cheering on in the final? Or
No, that's a question for you, Matisse. Who are you?
I mean,
I think it's pretty obvious. Obviously, Inter Milan.
Oh, okay.
I thought you didn't hate City. It's calm.
No, but you just asked me if I support City, and I said no.
You tapped out
because I don't want them to win, and I said when they lifted the title, I wasn't happy. I didn't like watching that. I didn't enjoy it. So if I can choose City not to win it, I'm going to choose Inter. I think Flawless understands the logic.
No, this is why when you tried to tap out, tap out on your watch along the other day and say I'm fired, I'm quitting, I'm not.
Yeah, but you kicked me out now, innit? So why would I change my mind?
I didn't kick you out.
Yeah, you did. You just said at the start of this show you're kicked out of the Oil Brothers.
No, but you are not. We decide when, and as long as you continue to support other teams,
you kicked out the admin.
Then you are still working for us. Right?
First of all, we ain't working for you. We started the group.
No, actually, you're right. You're not working. You have one job, and
we are the admin. We are the admin of the group. Okay, we started this group just because you guys have learned from our mistakes and you've bettered us. Now it doesn't mean that you have the right to disrespect us because we started this. Okay, we walk so you can run. We took the heat. You guys think it's tough dealing with 115 charges and all this stuff. Imagine dealing with all the other.
By the way, it's not tough. It's not tough.
It's not tough, is it? Husam, man, why are you defending Arsenal fans? Bun them, man. They talk the most. They must hold it. Bav, Stricto, Cecil, Robert. Troops come outside. Bun Arsenal.
I'm not going at the Arsenal fans. I just feel like, listen, the position that they were in, it's normal for them to get carried away. Let them get carried away. 20 years, bro, they didn't win the league. Of course, they weren't going to sit back like, what if? Like,
what? I don't know what.
Like I said, yeah. Again, it's have the decorum. Yes, you can get Matisse said it. It's a question of being at this fine line between confidence and arrogance, and once you cross that line, that's what it is.
I don't know. What
yes, you can enjoy the moment, but understand it's gonna end bad. You know what I'm saying? Like having a one-night stand, for instance. You know it's not going anywhere, but you're gonna enjoy the time.
Still live in the moment. Yeah, it's true.
You're gonna live the moment. Yes. You know what I'm saying?
That was a good analogy. You should have used that when the sun was coming at you.
Yeah. That's because I just thought of it afterwards, isn't it? So I'm glad I drop it now. You feel me? Like that's what it is. So you're gonna enjoy that moment at the time. So yeah, Arsenal fans, they can hold that.
They can hold that, but if they went back in time, they should still say the same shit. Let them enjoy the moment.
Yeah, man, let them enjoy.
Yeah.
No.
I'm here for it. It's brought us brilliant memes. I'm here for it.
I'm in agreement with you. Enjoy the one night stand.
Yeah,
let me tell you.
No. Hold on, Husam.
Come the end of the year, they haven't won anything. That's the only good time they had. Let them enjoy.
But here's the thing. That's what Flawless said. There's a difference. And Flawless is right, yeah. They should have enjoyed it 100%. They should have enjoyed it, yeah. However, there's a difference between enjoying it and going and buying a yard with a one-night stand, right? You don't go and buy a yard. You don't go and take out, like, put a car and direct debits against your name for them or none of that, yeah. You just enjoy the beat and that's it.
Okay, Daps, first of all, I don't condone that haram lifestyle. Second of all, you need to understand this is someone 20 years in their life. They haven't had that shit, my brother. So obviously they're gonna go overboard, man.
Step your game
That's
up,
what they're
innit,
not
man?
getting. 20 years, man. You don't understand what 20 years is? 2 decades.
Yeah,
Fair
fully
point.
aware.
2 decades they haven't seen that shit.
Yeah,
Like,
step your game
that's
up,
if
man.
you met me in 1920, how the fuck you'd think I would be?
It's
Come
true.
on,
It's like say
Yeah,
you're
it's
not
true.
getting
It
laid
is
for
true, you
20
know.
years and then you
Yeah,
see
you know what?
you late
Step
for the
your- you
first
know
time in
what?
20 years. Of course you're
You
gonna
know
go mad.
Yeah, but yo, have some dignity. Step your game up, man. Have some dignity. Jesus.
So you're saying they
Christ,
need to
man.
rise, basically.
Yeah,
Okay.
have some fucking dignity, man. You know what I'm saying?
Can
I
Mr.
don't- I
Europa
went-
League calm down? Man, definitely not talking to me because I'm not in Europe.
Shameless.
I know he ain't talking to me. You know what I mean? He ain't talking to me. The thought of Husam sitting down and hearing "whoa" on a Thursday night is great. He'll be watching Turkish Fisherman versus Mike Dean's trip with Mike.
That being
With
said,
Mike
Husam,
Dean's
are you
trip.
gonna
You
do
gotta
what
get a
you
haircut. Yeah.
Are you gonna do what?
Yeah,
you want to
whenever he does make the move, but this is your problem, Pac-Man, and this is how dumb you are.
Oh.
I'm gonna shave my head, and then the season's gonna start. By that time, my hair is already grown. Like, this is your problem. Why you think I'm gonna go bald again?
Has anyone ever seen
But
Homer
it's fine.
Simpson? When
Transfer news.
Has anyone seen the Simpsons where Homer Simpson shaves his beard off and it instantly grows back?
Yeah, I've
So
seen that.
imagine that's Husam with
That's
all
Husam. His hair will grow back in a
off,
week,
and he looks
man.
in the
Hey,
mirror.
That's
it's back.
my Middle Eastern genes, bro. 1 week, this hair's gonna
1
be
week,
back.
the hair will be
That's what
back.
I'm
Hopefully,
saying.
Jude Bellingham. Hopefully,
No,
he'll
because
like
you
that
know
last
what's so funny?
But we'll
People
always
actually
have the
think-
screenshots. We'll always have
No,
the
but you know
screenshots.
what it is? People actually think I'm gonna be there like 6 months bald. Like, do you
No,
understand?
it's gonna be 1 week. It's gonna be 1
Arab
week.
hair genetics. It's gonna be back like that,
It's gonna be
man.
1 week, but we'll take pictures and we'll enjoy. I'll make sure I get a good picture for the thumbnail for the whole season. So you're gonna be bored on the thumbnail all season. I'll tell you that.
If you make me bald on thumbnail, I quit. You cannot
Oh
do
yeah,
that.
do that, please.
Cannot
Yes,
do
yes, please. I'll get the picture for you.
Put one of my
By the way,
beautiful
actually,
faces up there.
can we be clear as well with this shaving your head? This is not a grade 1 or nothing. This is a full-on like 0.
Yeah.
Bald, bro. What you call
Right.
bald?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
I get why Mad doesn't care about City. If this whole doesn't care about City needs to stop. I care. I just don't care more than the others. That's what you guys need to understand. If he challenged them for a league like we did 4 or 5 years as a Paul fan, I would rather City win than Arsenal bun them. Yeah, I mean, listen, maybe if we did go up against City, but we didn't. We won the league in 17 when Pep had his first year. They didn't challenge that year, and we never saw them again. Like our paths just didn't cross at all. So
He's agreeing with you, by the way.
That doesn't
He's a
help.
Liverpool fan.
Yeah, he
who
does.
wanted
He does.
City to beat Arsenal. Yeah.
Yeah, he gets it. Perez, bun Man U, bun Chelsea, bun Everton, Man City beef, nah, Husam Timber, ?
Bro, the Timber stuff is real. I do expect he probably, not for sure. If the thing goes through, then he will probably be a Liverpool. Yeah.
Sorry, what
Which
makes?
is
Can
good
I just
for us.
ask you? Can I just ask you a question though? Because what
Yes.
makes you validate that these things are real? Because you say this one's real, this one's real.
If he
but you
likes
said
them,
this-
if he likes the rumor, it's real.
Right.
I actually I don't like Timber. I wanted Inacio, so that's
But
number 1.
I think
Number
this
2,
is-
you need to stop assuming, Matisse. Number 3, Daps. My experience as a Liverpool fan is different to yours, different to Flawless and Matisse, because of what happened.
because
in
we're
the
not
summer.
Liverpool fans.
No, because of what
Hey.
happened in the summer of 16-17,
Small.
when we had to publicly apologize for tapping up Van Dijk, basically.
Oh yeah.
And since then, you need to understand, Liverpool, like the whole transfer situation, nothing comes out publicly. So you really are more likely to know something by knowing someone.
Except
You
for
know?
the whole Jude romance.
Apart from
between
the
him and
Jude one, where
Henderson.
everybody knew
Hey,
about
the
it.
dude one, everyone reported it. It is what-
You basically tapped him up when Henderson looked into his eyes in the World Cup and tried to make.
Nah,
love to
we
him,
did
and
much
also
worse
Trent,
than that. We did
Trent
much
took him to Chris Brown
No, we
concerts
did
and
much
whatnot.
worse than that.
Yeah, you definitely
It's just-
tapped up Jude. I'll tell you
No,
that.
it's
You
just
should be banned again.
You chatted up
I think the
Mudryk. Where's
difference
his
is
goal?
though. The difference is that like Liverpool.
We got him
100
though, didn't
million
we?
down the
We got him
drain.
though. We got him though, didn't we?
congratulations.
First of all, it wasn't 100 million. You as a Liverpool fan should know about fees, right? With Nunes and whatnot. So let's not do that. But,
How much do you call Nunes?
Well, according to you, 100 million. If you're going to say Mudryk's 100,
No, I wanted to say your version, since you're the accurate guy. If
I don't
you
actually
say
know
the
how much he
number
costs.
correct, I'll
No, I
apologize
actually don't
now.
know. I'm not gonna.
Oh,
I
that's
don't actually
fine.
know. I don't actually know. How
He
much did he
accuses
cost?
me of what he does.
Yeah, but you just said 100 million when it wasn't 100 million for Mudryk. It's actually
You
88
call
million.
Nunes 100
Hold on a
million.
second. It's the 100 million fee is like out of nowhere. It was 88, but it's 62 initial. So it's never 100. Like it can't get to 100. So this is just
Nunes
fake.
is 64.
64. Okay, good. 64. I remember that. 64.
Bet money you'll say 100 next time because you're an
No, but
Yeah.
what I was going to say is
You probably will as
Liverpool
well. You know
fans-
yourself.
It just seems to
Probably
me
will.
like Liverpool fans will see a rumor and they'll just run with it. Like,
No,
City-
we don't run with it. We don't.
Okay, but last week you were obviously, and I'm going to quote someone now, yeah, and you quoted them last week, and because they said it, you thought it was gospel, yeah, because City reported what Berger had said to Fabrizio Romano. You said so, it's true. So City Extra tweeted on I think Saturday night that there's a deal being negotiated for City to pay money and Cancelo for Kimmich, right? Now, firstly, if we get Kimmich, yeah, then any thought of City dropping off next season, you might as well just allow, because they're literally just going to go, oh, well.
That's
we're good
literally
because-
the perfect player
Yeah.
to play where Stones plays. Oh my God.
Yeah, right. But for me personally, I just look at that and go,
need
there is no chance in hell that Bayern Munich is going to let Kimmich go to Manchester
Kimmich,
City for me.
I hear you.
Like, it's for Cancelo. I can't see Bayern going, yeah, we want Cancelo this much. We're going to let Kimmich go to now someone that's competing with us.
I
in
don't
the
think they
Champions
want
League.
Cancelo that badly anyway.
Nah, no one does.
Doesn't play for them.
No, exactly. But
Yeah, but
we
what's
wouldn't-
that got to do with me treating it as gospel?
no,
I
but
don't know.
because we as City fans, we see that and think that would be amazing, but we're definitely not going to run with Kimmich.
Okay, let me
Whereas-
give you my version of that would be amazing, but not gonna happen. We're linked to Nicolo Barella. That would be unbelievable, but it's not gonna happen because the guy doesn't want to leave Italy. I can give you multiple different examples. We were linked with Guardiola. That's not gonna happen
Why
I
not?
know
Well,
my
hold on. Why would
limitations.
Vardiol not happen?
because of the money.
There is no.
Yeah, maybe
there's
because
no
yeah,
kind-
because I get it. Because the amount of
I'm not sat here
players you
saying
need.
yes
Yeah,
to
yeah, I hear
everything.
you.
I believe everything. Like
Ch-
I believe the realistic ones. You know, Timber, for example, the quoted price tag for Timber is like 35 million. That's right up our alley. So I'm gonna believe it, of course.
I don't know where this Neymar to United chat has come from, but listen, Man United don't have an owner, so I'm just going to rule that out. And Caicedo, there's no bid, so I'm going to also rule that out. There's no bid. I can see.
I think
on the
Caicedo
scale.
ends up at Arsenal the way they're moving.
So,
for him.
yeah, there's no Caicedo bid at all. So yeah, I'm not going to talk about those because they're not real news. I don't know where this Neymar stuff has come
What
from.
are we gonna do in the summer, Matisse?
Chat shit.
Get banged?
Hey, listen, you do as you please.
Hey,
You
we
do as
don't we don't support that haram round here.
Yeah, facts.
Wait, Vardy said get banged in
This
like a
guy having
football.
a,
I know,
I
know.
summer in that, man.
Yeah.
Do your thing, Husam. We
It's
support.
got different. It's got different
Bang,
meaning.
no, but
It's
get
got
banged. That's Vardy saying it in a
You
football.
having a hot girl summer. Do your thing, Husam, man. Do your haircut in the gym. Do your thing.
No,
brother.
don't do that. Don't do that when
He's
you're
got,
the one
and he's
who's
been
like
to the
kicking
gym.
out
He's been to the
something
gym
here,
as
brother.
well.
Don't worry.
You're right.
Man, talk
You
about
might
hot
be
girl
right.
summer.
He
I
might have
don't
a
do
hot
that
girl
shit.
summer.
Yeah,
You've been to the
Hot
gym.
girl
You
summer
got a
is
new
perfect for the
haircut.
likes of Matisse, not me.
Yeah.
Again, that's
New
you. You
haircut,
said it. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? My hair looks
No.
fine. I like it.
He's been
My
talking
girl
about
likes
his
it. I'm
shoulders
good.
for months.
Chat shit, get banged is what Vardy says.
He's
Which
been
is
saying it for
fundamental.
months. It's not. I don't know.
Whatever you
what
do
you're
though,
talking
if you are doing that this summer, make sure you don't buy none of them houses. Or
And just be
get
safe for
cars
some,
on
man. And make
about.
sure they
Yeah,
treat
be
you
safe
right.
as well. Don't
it.
buy
Strap it
nobody
up.
houses.
Strap it up.
We don't
Enjoy
do
it,
that.
Husam. Just enjoy the moment. Okay, just enjoy the moment.
Yeah, man. Enjoy the moment and make sure they treat you right, man. Treat you like the king you are.
I appreciate it, brother.
Yeah, man. 100%.
I always make sure they treat me right, or they begin long gone. Directly they're gone. So yeah.
Okay.
Big Steve to finish off the show says, "Man, lucky our sixth team played you on Sunday. Otherwise, it would have been, it would have been 8-0. It's true. It's true.
would have
I'm
been.
aware. I'm aware. This is why I'm so thankful to Pep. I am for going
Big
easy on us.
Big Cherry's getting popped.
I actually thought we were going to get destroyed. I thought we were going to lose minimum 5-0. And I was
Look
like,
at these comment sections. This is why I hate Matisse sometimes.
We're
Look at
finally
this.
going to get our biggest beat down.
Husam chilling with his babes in Aqaba, Big Cherry Summer, all these jokes, man. Look at these guys, man. I'm talking about. See, I am such an innocent man. Chat shit get banged was Vardy talking about football. But this is the problem with these people. They always accuse me of this.
Hassan, you're doing too much. We don't judge, man. We like you for you. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's all right, man. We
Just
don't
make sure
judge.
that just make sure they like you for you.
If
as
you
well.
get if you get a shake for the
Yo, that's wild.
That's not even funny. That's
Nah,
just
it's
good
wild.
advice. That's just good advice. That's not funny.
No, this guy, man.
yeah,
really
it's true. It's funny
settings
because
right
it's
now.
true. You know,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah, exactly.
We actually did speak about this, Steve, already.
we
This
spoke about it
I
earlier.
can't believe that Daps could have been on the pitch as a panda, laying down the soil for Don Robbie and all this. Like, I was expecting to see all the images on Instagram. Like,
I was expecting to have a lot of content.
And he wasn't even.
The worst thing is, right? The worst thing
I'd be a lot angrier than you
is,
are. You're not that
no,
angry,
bro. We were on the pitch last season. It is what it is,
but I'd be fuming.
And
anyway.
I'm kind of happy that the jumper I had got found because that was quite a lot of money. So I'm
This
very
guy
happy
called
about
me
that.
out. This guy called me out last season on the Etihad pitch. He
Yeah.
did the video. He was like, Husam, and then he took a puff of the cigar as well.
But the worst thing is, that what would have been good is because the content on the pitch would have been great content. Alternatively, the content of the route to trying to get there and being kicked out would have been great content. The fact is, I went on a bender the night before and forgot to charge my phone, and that meant that one, I got no content, and two, I couldn't prove that I actually should be in the ground. So I was just like, brilliant.
And I don't think you would have got caught if you were sober as well. But anyway,
and the problem is, this is the maddest thing. You said yes, and next season Daps probably is one to do sober, and my response is nah. I'm good, you know.
Well,
I'm going to go Istanbul and get on it even more.
You are the champion, so do let the people
Next
know
year,
where to
I'm going to
find
be
you.
the one invading the pitch.
We're gonna be going Daps first from now because he's the champion, and also because it allows me to introduce.
Hold on, I should have been going.
I know, but I just thought of it now, you know, and I just realized that every time I intro Flawless first, that Husam second, it never gets to you. So Daps, tell the people where to find you. It's a pleasure.
Find me on Instagram and Twitter, MCFC Daps. And you can also find me YouTube channel, Never a Foul, myself and Cass, where we talk not just City, it's all generic football, and Mo and Ty and a bag of other people. So Never a Foul. And we got one more. Are we going to keep going through, by the way, every Monday? We're going to keep with this slot.
I like the slot, but it's open to change if anybody needs to change on the panel. No problem.
Depends on his summer, isn't it? That's what it is.
Yeah, hot girl summer. If he's going to Ibiza, you know, we can change, just accommodate. It's not a problem.
I don't know who the fuck these guys think I am.
Big Cherry, Mr.
Sorry,
Delicious.
Is that Joe Black? Sorry, can I just ask? Is that actual Joe Black in the?
I don't know.
If it is Joe Black, I don't know if it is or not.
They just call me Big Delicious.
But if it is Joe Black, salute to Joe Black. Joe grew up.
You are a man, Matisse, and you're grown.
Sorry. Huh?
And you just called me Big Delicious as a grown-ass man.
No, but that's your nickname, isn't it?
That's what the woman called me, not you.
Okay. All right. Well, go ahead. Let the people know where to find you, Big Cherry.
I don't even want to let them know where they can find me.
Yes, you do. Don't lie. Yes, you do.
These guys, man.
Every time this is football. When we talk, and I run spaces.
Make sure you subscribe to Husam's channel. This is football, people. Make sure you subscribe to his channel. Make sure you catch him in the spaces on Twitter at Don Husam6. He'll be running them spaces daily. It's complete carnage, but very entertaining. So make sure you get over there and go subscribe to his channel because Husam does a lot of great work. This is football.
Great. And Flawless, let the people know where to find you.
And you can find me, people, and that's me, Flawless, on Twitter and Instagram. Big up for having me, as always, Matisse. Large up to Daps. Shout out to Husam. Big up the chat, as always. And Sarcasm City TV on YouTube and on Twitch, people. So, like, obviously, on the YouTube football content, Manchester United, but we cover the other big six. Well, the rest of the big six teams, obviously, Premier League. And over on the Twitch, we have NBA watch-alongs as well. Obviously, the playoffs is going on. FIFA 23.
Hold that, Lakers fans. Hold that. Hold that, Lakers fans. LeBron is going to Cancun, baby. Tonight he's going to Cancun. Hold that.
Yeah, they're probably going to get beat tonight. So, yeah, there will be a watch along for that Husam is talking about Nuggets versus Lakers game 4 over on the Twitch. FIFA 23 pro clubs as well. Any of you lot who play clubs or any good, shout me. And in particular, any defenders. So, yeah, large up.
There you go, guys. Make sure you subscribe to all the boys. Links are in the description. Smash up the likes, subscribe here as well. We will see you guys next week for the final Premier League weekend as well. The closing of the league before we get to the FA Cup final between Daps and Flawless, which is going to be fun. And obviously Champions League final. So there's still big games coming, man. There's big games coming.
Yeah, man, we smiling the treble, man.
Oh, really?
No, you're not.
Yeah, we are.
No, it's mad. You know, it was actually mad when I was at the train station earlier. I took a picture with Piccadilly behind me because I thought, do you know what? We've still got 4 games left this season, but that's the last time, unless I'm going up there to see my sister or something. It's the last time that I'll be going to Manchester for the season because we've got no home games. We've still got 4 games left.
Yeah,
that actually works with an Inter fan as well. So if somehow they win,
and we only started working, with each other last summer. Yeah. And from that point,
and if he wins, I know him. You ain't ever gonna hear the end of it ever.
Trust me.
He's confident. Shout out to Mo. He's confident.
Yeah, he is.
He is. I'm confident
Good.
too.
So,
we'll see how that goes.
so are Arsenal fans. So we'll see how
Yeah,
that
yeah,
goes.
yeah. That's true. Yeah, that was more.
So it's
delusional,
flawless.
really.
We'll see how that goes.
Yeah. I'm confident. I ain't delusional. I'm not here saying, yo, we're gonna pack him 3-4-5-0 and that. You know what I'm saying? It's
Flawless.
gonna be
This is
ugly.
the first ever like big game this season where like I've spoken to United fans and they've actively said, I think we're gonna lose. I've never seen like most
Serious.
United fans are just going like, nah, bro, I think we're gonna lose. They just fucking.
Nah, I'm going opposite. I'm saying we winning. You know what I'm saying?
Fair.
I'm all in. Pause.
Fair enough. Well, damn right. Well, let's see what happens. You know what I mean? It's going to be an interesting final.
Matisse's jacket.
Thank you. Appreciate it. This guy's got a jacket agenda. Till guys next time in a bit, people. Peace.
3, 2, 1.